Can you hear me?
Yep.
I think I need another earphone because I'm hearing this tapping noise in my ear. Are you hearing it?
No.
Okay. We're not recording on. Oh,
We definitely are.
hey, girl. Hey,
Hey, boo.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm cool. No complaints. How was our weekend? I guess I ain't gonna say your weekend because we was together.
It was cool. It was cool. I it was cool.
Cool. So for the listeners, if you guys didn't catch our first, was it IGTV or IG Liveness? It wasn't live, so I guess IGTV.
IGTV.
Yeah. So we did our first little IGTV joint, and that was amongst the time that we were getting fucked up. And we weren't all the way there yet, but we were en route to getting fucked up. And we was like, you know what, it's gonna be a good idea. So anybody who was under their breath saying anything about how we was looking or anything, it was a spur of the moment thing, and you can kiss our ass, okay? But that
My
part.
chin
But
was so annoying.
look, my whole face, like the camera was just too close. Like we know now, we just gonna have a whole production set and everything and edit because look, we was trying to give y'all real rap raw, and it got too real. So
And that light pointed out every
dog,
mole.
every bag under my eye, every stressful bag from each child was up under my eye, but it's okay. I mean, we was doing something, so hopefully y'all appreciate it. But yeah, so later on in the weekend, or not later on in the weekend, actually later on that day after the IGTV, when we finally arrived at our peak fucked upness, we decided to let my daughter, pick what the fuck we're watching on TV. And some kind of way we ended up watching Nailed It and Sugar Rush, and I was really into these fucking shows.
My daughter watches Nailed It, so I'd already seen the episode we were watching.
I had never even heard of either one of these shows, but one is about like amateur, regular, everyday people trying to bake like these like crazy, like stuff that like skilled bakers would make, and they have them make it. And when I say them shits look trash, like
It's funny though.
it was funny as fuck. Like I was weak. Then Sugar Rush is actual bakers where they have different challenges and they're supposed to do different things and blah blah. It was actually interesting. But I don't know if it was before or after that where I stumbled on that Netflix show Botched Bodies or Botched something, but it was like Botched Bodies or something like that. So basically, I don't know if any of y'all watched this show Botched on, I don't know if it's on I don't remember what channel it's on, but it's two doctors and they basically help people who have botched bodies, pretty much. Like basically if they had a bad boob job, they'll come in and fix it, or if they have like a birth defect or something, or they got stabbed, I don't know, anything like that, like they're plastic surgeons and they fix it. So this show on Netflix though, it's the same premise, but they show everything. Like, I mean, the actual slight, like this one lady got a vaginal rejuvenation, I guess is what she was getting. Her little flappy wings was too long and she wanted them trimmed. Well, honey, wherever the hell she went, they cut all them things off and it was like non-existent. So they were actually showing her vag and being like, yeah, this is how it looks. And like they were showing like when it was deformed and all this other stuff
and
how
it
she
looked
wanted
like
fixed.
unseasoned turkey.
So
and it was just,
it looked the fuck terrible. And then they were showing the actual procedure of cutting her vag and fixing it. Like, I mean, it looked like at one point her clit had popped out and they was putting it to the side to finish doing this whole damn procedure. But it was super gruesome. I can watch a lot of that stuff. Only certain things I'm like, Yikes. But Shay was not here for none of that shit. She was like, we're not doing another episode of this. Like,
No.
please
One
cut
and
this shit.
done.
She was like, cut this shit the fuck off.
It was disgusting. They were just cutting body parts open, squeezing pus and filler out, and it just was.
Yeah, my
My
daughter
face is scrunched up now.
is into Dr. Pimple Popper.
I
And
don't
so
like
I
that.
started watching that with her. My husband cannot watch that show. Like when we start watching it, he literally goes to the man cave and it's like, all right, y'all be blessed. Cause like I'm not about to sit here and watch this lady get off. She don't get off on it, but like she get hype and like, yes, I'm about to get all this. And she breaks it down on what type of pimple it is and all type of stuff. But yeah.
That's gross. One time I was on the black hole of YouTube and I watched a video of like somebody cleaning somebody, like somebody was complaining about their ear, like they couldn't hear. And this nigga had like literally a whole life worth of earwax in his ear. And the doctor pulled it out and I could have threw up like right at my desk. I was so disgusted. Like, how do you not clean your fucking ears?
But how you got that much earwax to the point where you can't hear shit? Like, what the fuck?
And you can't just go in there and scoop that shit out with I don't know.
That joint, if it had been that long, it probably was like hardened. Like
it was.
Ugh. They probably had to cut his shit open.
No, they didn't. But they definitely had to like they had a camera on one of the tools so you could see like when they were like going into the ear. And it was nasty. And I've seen some other ones where people had like bugs in their ear. And so they had to extract the bug out. And I am good.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I think I seen a bug one. Like it was a video online where like somebody had, it looked like a spider. I don't know what it was, but it was in their ear. And like they had to put water down or some type of solution. I say water, but some type of solution in the ear to like flush make the spider come out or whatever. Like I just can't. Like I don't want
But I don't understand how you can't watch that, but you can watch people. But first of all, her vagina looked horrible.
It did. I was
was not a cute vagina. I don't know.
That's why she was trying to get that surgery done and they done botched her shit up.
Well, this is going to sound racist.
Oh, no.
I don't like the way white vagina looks. But I also don't like the way white penises look
I was
either.
just about to say that.
So, I mean, it's still racist, but I just didn't like... I don't think even if it wasn't botched up, I would have been like, oh, that's a pretty box. Like, no.
You would just be like, eesh.
But hers...
That joint was... And then when that joint was deformed and it was all swollen and it was like the biggest camel toe, it looked like, because it was the actual... I'm not going to sit up here and say the parts because I'm going to say the wrong parts. But like, it was swollen and it looked like... I'm doing my fingers like y'all can see me. 2 hooves is what it looked like. And it was... Honey.
And then, I mean, she was only 36 and she looked real bad.
So she was 36 and was looking a smooth 66.
Yeah,
I was like, yo, no wonder you got to have a cute face or cute box. You can't.
Both she didn't have either. And her teeth were not white. And that was bothersome as well.
Remember that. I was like, so you're just all trash. Like,
yeah.
Face, teeth. Box?
But you like Saw and that kind of shit, so it makes sense that you could watch that, because I love scary movies, but I hate Saw.
I like gory stuff.
I don't like that. I want to be legitimately scared. I don't want to be grossed out. Like, and that those movies always make me look at the writer like, nigga, what the fuck be going on in your head? What kind of
mind do you have? The people who created Saw, like, they really had to be either sick or just high off something. Because I'm like, yo, who comes up with these intricate games that if you do this, then that'll happen and all this other stuff? Like, that's some sick shit, bro.
Speaking of Saw, I meant to bring this up around Halloween, but supposedly there's this haunted house that you have to sign a, like, lengthy waiver. I'm talking about pages. And basically, if you read the fine print, it says shit like you'll be tortured. First of all,
you'll be tortured.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, you're supposed to win like thousands of dollars if you can get through it, but nobody has ever gotten through it because they can hold you for up to a day.
What
So
the fuck kind of? Nah, these are all serial killers who have came together, or people. I'm not gonna say killers because they're not killing people, but these are all people with some type of sick fetish that like torturing people and was like,
yeah,
yo, I got a good idea. Like, let's come up with this haunted house and like under the guise of like you win money, but whole time like we're just getting off on torturing people. Like, first of all, I don't like haunted
I didn't
houses.
even get
Period.
to the good parts
Oh,
though.
it's more bad than that they can hold you.
Yeah,
Oh, tell me,
yeah.
please, tell me.
Like if you throw up, they can force you to eat your throw up back up. They can
Oh no.
make you basically sit in a tank of water with just a little bit of air at the top, but basically like
Who the fuck signs up for this shit?
yeah, what else did I read? It's just a bunch of shit like their feces may be thrown at you, pee, all types of
Someone
shit.
else's I mean, I wouldn't want my own either, but like can like what?
Like it's legit, and like because they signed this waiver, people have tried to sue because
People
afterwards
that got sick or hurt,
and they've been really fucked up because they like real life
traumatized.
was torture,
Right.
but there's nothing that the police can't do anything about it because these people
Like gave up all their
opted
rights.
in to
So
do
has
that shit.
anybody died off this shit though? Do you
No,
know?
they will if they won't let it get that far. Like, but there has been, from what I was reading,
But
there
nigga, in a
has
tank of water with only a little space of I'll be dead off that one. That's all you gotta put me in. I'm like, oh, I'm
there's a
dead.
Netflix special, there's a Netflix show that covers like haunted houses, and this haunted house is the very last episode from my understanding.
Oh, you gotta send me that so I can watch that then, because that's crazy. I don't do haunted houses. Like I'm talking about, I don't even do like the weak shits at the carnivals. Like
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
do
like
that
them.
shit because I don't. My nerves are bad, so I can't deal with walking in a dark or dimly lit place and motherfuckers are jumping out at me. My nerves are just too bad for shit like that. So the fact that like they have other ones, like is it in West Virginia, that one out here where it's like in the actual fucking woods? Or is it
Oh
in
no, I don't
Maryland?
know.
It's one that is actually in some woods. And like they have people with fake chainsaws. Like it's actual ones, but they don't have the chain on it. So it makes the noise and it looks like a chainsaw and they chase you and shit like that. Like people will jump out and grab you. So they have stuff like that. But this has always, excuse me, been my thing. What if some crazy deranged person that actually is a killer dresses themselves up and gets into these woods
That's how I feel.
among these people that are actors, and they actually come out here with a real chainsaw and you laughing because you think it's a part of the shit and like you get chopped up. Like maybe my mind is crazy, but I can't do haunted houses. But like I said, like you said, I can do like the gory stuff on TV. Like I'll flinch and frown and stuff, but like I don't know. I watch that over like some shit that's like some spirits possessing your body, scary movie, that type of stuff.
I found the waiver, by the way, and I'm going to try to look through the post to see if I can find the name of the Netflix thing.
Uh-huh.
But some of the key points is participant fully understands and agrees that they may come in contact with carbon monoxide poisoning with regard to use of artificial fog. They may be limited to they may experience but not limited to head, neck, and back injuries, death, stroke, traumatic brain
Death,
injury,
nigga, death and stroke.
brain aneurysms, cerebral, I'm saying that all wrong, or retinal hemorrhage, loss of
What the?
consciousness,
Are they
whiplash,
knocking niggas in the head? Like what are
harmful
they
heart
doing?
reactions, nausea, headache, dizziness, so on and so on. It says that during the tour, you may have a panic attack, but this does not count as a serious injury.
Wow.
Meaning that basically, if you have a panic attack, they're not going to release you just because of that. Like you would have to really be hurt. Um,
Wow.
they the tour includes the use of hypodermic needles, zappers, tasers, or
Wait
dog
a
shock
minute. Wait a
collars.
minute. Needles.
Participant understands and agrees that various fluids such as food coloring, grease, theatrical blood, or other liquids may be placed in participants' mouth. It is the participant's responsibility not to swallow these fluids.
Oh my
They
God.
may be fish hooked, which may inadvertently cause rippage to the mouth area.
Wait a
Part-
minute. Fish hook, like so they actually will pierce you?
yes, ma'am. Participant fully understands and agrees that if they are selected to visit the dentist, that they may have a tooth extracted without Novocaine and will not hold the haunted house liable.
They are pulling
Um,
niggas' teeth. Like, look, wait a minute. This is stressing me the fuck. And people are signing up for this shit. Like, okay, I'm with the shits.
Participant fully understands and agrees that they will be participating in various medieval torture devices, such as knife throwing while strapped to a spinning wheel, shackles, chains, cages, stocks, etc. I
So you
mean,
can
girl,
get stabbed? So basically, we're gonna take you to the brink of death, but we're not gonna let you all the way die. Like you're gonna feel like you dying, but like we're not gonna
number
let it get to that
60,
part.
number 66 says participant fully understands and agrees a nail may pierce their hand.
Baby
Number
Jesus.
67 says their hand may be smashed with tools. It's
So you about to come out of this joint with like carbon monoxide poison, broken limbs, holes in your hands, holes in ripped mouths, and you just supposed to just, all right, let me go to the doctor and fix this shit because I can't hold them liable. Nah, these some demonic ass people. Like they doing this shit. I'm not gonna say demonic because that's a stretch.
I mean,
But
it
these are
sounds
some
demonic.
people, it really does. These are people that enjoy torturing. And they got away with it because they're having dummies sign this fucking waiver. Like, okay, like you can win thousands of dollars, but we gonna make it so fucking hard nobody's gonna fucking win this shit. Like what the nah.
Yeah,
That's wild
girl.
as shit. Yeah. When you find it, please send me the name of this documentary or
I
this show
will.
because I gotta watch this shit. This is wild. But hey,
Nobody has
listeners,
ever gotten through it though.
I
So
wouldn't either. I mean, like if they bashing in hands and ripping your mouth and poisoning you and all type of shit, like how you gonna get out? Like, do you have to? Well, I don't know. I'll watch it, but I was like, do you have to go through different stations of torture, and then if you make it through those, then you win, or do you have to like escape the niggas? And then because if you get a fast, strong nigga in there, he might get through, but not because they might jump him. I don't know, bro. I'm all thinking of scenarios. Anyway, hey listeners.
Oh yeah. We haven't even started the show for real.
Look, that stressed me out a little bit. Well, hey listeners.
What episode are we on?
61.
61?
Yeah.
Boom bam.
Biggity bam. So this week we are going to dabble in the topic of legacies. So when I say legacies, I mean it's self-explanatory, but like basically what are we leaving? Not necessarily who we are to the world, but like what are we passing down or I don't know, down to like your kids and that sort of thing. So what kind of made this pop into my head is that I saw, I don't know if it was like a article or something. I don't know. I came across something online, put it that way. And it was this thing called a legacy box or a legacy drawer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit? So apparently it is something like, I don't know. It's like a keep all of all important documents, but it has like everything in this shit, like your birth certificate, passport, social security card, marriage certificate, like military documents, like if you are in the military, like your discharge papers, car titles, your will, funeral instructions, like your what is it, like the home, like when you buy a house, the documents, all that stuff, car titles, insurance documents, something called an executive summary. I guess that's when you got loop, passwords and combinations.
Is that
So,
a legacy box though? That just sounds like a file cabinet.
dog. I mean, I guess the wealthy keep it a little bit more organized, and it's like a box. Like it's, but I guess I don't want to say lock it because there is stuff that you don't want to just like, oh, hey, everybody, this is where the stuff at. Because like I said, it does have your will and funeral instructions and passwords and combinations and shit. So it's probably kept somewhere safe and has like a little lock or something, or I don't know, like, but I don't know how they will open it when you die. I don't know. But anyway, I used to always think that like wills and all that kind of stuff was like for wealthy people. But like the more I was reading about this whole legacy box thing, and I don't know, even though like even if I was to die tomorrow, like yeah, y'all would still be broke because y'all not getting no bread like that. But like it's other things that my family like will really need from me, even if it's information. Like if I die tomorrow, like when I was looking at that list of stuff that was included in that legacy box, I'm like, yeah, they would need that for that. Well, yeah, because if I was prior military, they would need docs, because if I'm trying to get buried at, Arlington Cemetery or something like that, like you need proof that you were in the military. Like you might need, information, like if you're my spouse, like my car information and I don't know, like, it's just stuff that you don't really think about because I know it
It's
sounds harsh, but we don't really live like we have limited time.
right.
So it's like, we'd be like, oh, we good. Like, I mean, the documents are around, but God forbid anything happened to us. Like I didn't even think of as small as like passwords and combinations, because certain stuff, like in my household, like it's certain things that are in my name. It's certain things that are in his name, in my husband's name. So like, I'll log on to the ones that's in my name, like I'll log on and pay the monthly bill for that. But if I was to die tomorrow, this man does not have the password. He does not have access to my email, the password to my email. So it's just like, it's a lot of shit that,
Is that a legacy thing though? Like
according to this article or whatever this
oh,
thing
okay.
was that I read, like that's what they were calling it. Like, I mean, Black people, we might call it something different, or we might have something like equivalent, but like the topic, what made me think of this is like from this article about legacy boxes and drawers and stuff like that. So
Oh, okay. When I think of legacy, that's not necessarily what I was thinking, but it's definitely important to have all those things. And I don't know why people don't really think of that. I guess because so many people in my family died. Like,
so you're kind of numb to it.
I was just, and I've just seen how when some of my family members don't have those things in order, how
Mm-hmm.
difficult and stressful it makes it for everybody else. That's
Mm-hmm.
always been like a priority of mine. Like I always try to keep stuff
Well,
readily
I'm
available for
pretty
people.
fucking trash with that. Like, I mean, so, personal question: do you have a will or life insurance, or both?
I do have a life insurance. Life insurance. I do have life insurance. I don't have a will, although I want to set one up.
So I have life insurance. I don't have a will because like I feel like I don't have shit. So I'm like, what am I writing in this motherfucker? If it's just a matter of like that little quote unquote legacy box or whatever, then yeah, I need to do better with having my documents. Like I need the paperwork for my like my life insurance stuff, or like, stuff like that. Like I do need to get organized because like, God forbid, if something was to happen to me tonight, my husband would be like, well, goddamn, like I can't even get in the bitch phone to log into the stuff to pay X, Y, and Z. So just stuff like that, like it made me think about it. But like when I said legacy, like that wasn't just it. I kind of that's how the topic kind of came into my head. But also even further, like what are we passing down to our kids in general when we're no longer here? So not just the passwords and the documents, but like what are we preparing them with to help them when we're no longer here? Like how, like I always said, even before I had kids, like I just want my kids to be better than me. I just want them to be better than me. Like whatever they do, they might not, have the same interests or go down the same path as me, hopefully. So I just want them to be better functioning adults and have a better life than me.
But what does that mean exactly?
I want them to not be in debt. I want them to do something and start in a career that makes them happy. Don't just take a job because like I need the money right now. Like really sit and take the time to think about what makes you happy, what you want to do, and do that. Like don't get suckered into a job and you end up with 47 years of experience and then you can't do anything else because all your life experience is in that one field, and you're like, God
My
damn it.
life.
Not in my life too. That's how I know it so well. So just stuff like that, certain decisions I made growing up, just like hipping them the game so they don't have to hit all the speed bumps and stuff that we did. So I just know, I don't know, like I want to hip my daughter to so much stuff when she's at the age that I'm able to hip her to stuff. Like,
But you can start hipping her to some of that stuff now.
yeah, like we had an episode not too long ago where we were kind of talking about the whole body and sex and boys thing. So definitely going to give her all the fucking tea when it comes to that. But
even with money though.
yeah, so actually she's starting to learn about money, and like they have social studies in second grade. So they're learning about money versus money versus debit card, like cash versus debit card versus credit cards. I'm like, damn, y'all, they really teaching about this shit in second grade. But like, I mean, it makes sense, especially in their age. Like, everybody's paying with cards, or they need to start talking about Apple Pay and PayPal and Venmo too. But anyway, but they're kind of teaching them that. So like, I just want to teach her about money, the responsibility of your credit, because Lord knows, I wish I was taught about that kind of stuff. Like just managing your money, just to be better with money, period. To be a good person, like how to get over, I don't know, conflict, everything. Like it's just so much stuff wrapped in that I just want to teach her. I just want to write a big ass journal and of all my thoughts, even though like, I don't know if that would be creepy, but like stuff that maybe it comes to your mind, like a journal
Like
to my daughter.
Like a what to expect when you're expecting, or what to expect. That's what it made me think of, that, because
Like little life hacks and tips and
yeah.
shit. Yeah, like, or like just stuff like that. And I just like, as I go, like, and I keep saying my daughter, but my son as well. But I'm sure like most of the main things will have to come from my husband, but it's a lot of stuff as a mom that I want to hip him to from a woman's perspective as well. So like maybe something like, if you have a journal and like little shit that maybe I want to hip her to, but like right now, okay, she's only 7, so too young. Like, let me jot it down so that if God forbid I die tomorrow, like I don't miss the opportunity to pass on certain stuff, so that it'll be something directly from me to her. Like kind of like a letter, but not really a letter because it's a journal and it's just like my thoughts. Like I think like, I don't know if that would be creepy, like if your parent passes away and like they have like this little thing where they're kind of like, it might be sad, but I don't know. It just crossed my mind.
My mom called me a couple of weeks ago. Actually, she asked me to call her, but there's neither here nor there. Because I guess she's adding me back to her thing. She probably kicked me off when we weren't speaking for them years. She asked for my social so she could add me to her something.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of fussed at her one time because my mom has epilepsy. She also has type 1 diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have her doctor's information. So I was like, and I didn't have her best friend's number either. So it was like, and I think I was in California at the time. So I was like, well, if something happens to you, I don't even have anybody to get in contact with, like if you're unavailable.
Right.
So, I had to get her doctor's information. I got like 2 of her friends' numbers, just so I have somebody to keep in contact with.
Right.
But as far as her will, I don't know if she really did this, but I know she told me at one point that her will is written out like, this is what she wants played at her funeral. This is what she wants her coffin to look like.
Super details.
Yeah, but she also has money set aside for her funeral because
so it doesn't have to be like a fee for the family, like a burden. Not a burden, but
But I mean, like her brother died when he was like 25. And that was obviously unexpected for everybody. Right. And she had just bought a house at the time. So like she had to take money out of her house to pay for it. And my aunt didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like people had to basically scrounge for that. Right. And then like my great uncle, her uncle, and even her mom, for example, they didn't have that kind of stuff set up. So again, these were things that like they had to come out of pocket and figure it out because they didn't have life insurance. They didn't have 401ks and they didn't have none of that stuff. So everything came out of their pocket. So I know my mom has talked about it like a lot, like the way her will is written, like the funeral is going to go the way that she wants it to go.
If she didn't pay for it, it better.
Yeah. So I think that that's morbid, but
yeah,
it is what it is.
I don't think I would plan it out to that much detail, but I'd be like, don't let such and such in that motherfucker. Like,
your petty ass and death.
Don't let that motherfucker come in there, and if you see him, I'm haunting their ass. But no, like, I don't think if I was to ever come up with I guess that would like a will, like that's why I said I don't think that I would need one. Like I just think that I need to just get my documents together. Like
I think you do because
I don't have shit. And for my life insurance stuff, like it's already divvied up who's my beneficiaries, what percentage they get, and that's it. Like it's nothing else. I don't have nothing else to leave.
Okay,
like,
but for example, okay, so let's say, because I don't know how everything is set up, but let's say B-Dub, you know, he takes control of everything because he's supposed to give the babies something. Well, who's to say, not that this, you know, this is hypothetical, but who's to
Mm-hmm.
say he does that? What if he just blow through the money and then your babies are left with nothing?
But I don't think it works like that. Like, I think that and this is just my understanding of it, and I could be hella wrong. Listeners, let me know. But if I specifically say it's for this person and I put this person's social, it doesn't go to my husband because he's already allotted his percentage as well. So
But if
I
they're
don't know
not
if it's
18, they wouldn't get it.
that's what I'm saying. It's held until they're 18, so therefore they can do with what they can do with it. Like at 18,
Who holds it though? Does
I'm
the
assuming the bank, like who it's with.
Oh, so I guess because I don't know for sure either, but from I always I always assumed that um that wasn't implied. You know, like that wasn't for sure that. So
Maybe I
like
need to look into it just to be sure. But like I swear, like it was my understanding that it's held for them until it was 18. Like of my husband obviously would get his percentage, like, or whatever other adults that are beneficiaries would get their percentage then. But like my children, if they aren't 18, they wouldn't get theirs until they were 18. Now, if that's not the case, then that is kind of a like, damn, like if you're getting your percentage and the two kids percentage and then you just doing whatever the fuck you want and not really putting some of that shit to the side for them or like spending it on them to help, like, you know, as if I was still living and help, you know, with activities, food, clothes, whatever. It's like, I mean, I can't do shit about it because I'm dead, but I don't know.
the only reason why I asked that was because at one job that I worked at, um, they wouldn't let me put Mara on there. This is before I was married. They wouldn't let me just put Mara on there because she was not 18.
Oh,
So I
wow.
basically had to assign someone to hold it for her. And so before I got married, I always put my dad because I know my dad is not, he's
Right.
gonna hold the money for her.
Right.
And even now that I'm married, I still have it split up so that like some goes to JT and then some goes to my dad because I know my
Yeah.
dad is gonna take care of Mara.
Right. Yeah. Like with mine, like I can actually put the kids in. Like their
I
social and their birthday are plugged in, like separate from my
I
husband.
can do that now, but just because of that one job where I worked at where it
You
wouldn't let
just
me do
kept you
Mara,
just kept it
I
with
have
your dad.
always just assumed that if she's not 18, it's going to go to somebody that is 18 until she can get it. I don't know if this is true or not, but for
Well, that's something
me,
I definitely need to research there and look into.
yeah,
And it's
because
currently open enrollment, so hold
that part.
up.
But nah, because I never knew for sure. I just always take Amara's percentage and I assign it to my dad. You
Right.
know, as long as he's living, I
Right.
know that she's good.
Right. No,
So
that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Listeners, y'all need to do the same, especially if you have children. I know, like I said before, like I was just kind of ignorant to the fact where I don't even know damn well because I ain't got shit. They'll be all right. But like there are a lot of things that need to be at least written down because it's stuff that in your head you might want a certain kind of way or you feel a certain kind of way. But if you don't vocalize it or have it written down, like then who the fuck, like, and then with wills, it ain't just enough to just write it down because I don't think it can be enforced if it don't you have to like actually go and like go to a
get it
lawyer and get
notarized.
it, yeah, to get it official, like no, this actually came from me and this is what the fuck is gonna happen and you're not gonna change X, Y, and Z because these are my last wishes.
Wishes. From my understanding, that is how it is supposed to be. But I know, you know, just hearing celebrity stories, people be fighting that shit too. So I don't know,
Yeah,
child.
yeah, that's definitely true. Because they'd be like, oh, okay, well, you left the money to such and such, but fuck that. I was there when nobody else was there, and I need that fucking money. It's like, I'm glad I'm broke, because y'all, the only thing y'all gonna be fighting over, like, I can't believe this bitch had this much debt. Like, goddamn. Like, love you, baby.
But there aren't things, okay, like maybe not necessarily a will. Well, no, it could be because you have more than one child, even though one is a boy and one is a girl. So I don't know. It probably, yeah, it's not going to be an issue for them. But let's say you had two girls
Mm-hmm.
and you have like your wedding ring, for example. That could be an example of something that you have to write up, like who gets what. Like, as far as jewelry or stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm
I would
saying?
give my daughter my wedding band, and I would give my son my wedding ring, because like he'd probably be like, man, he gonna be rich and shit. I'm like, this little shit. All right, mom. Like, you all right, appreciate it. But like,
But
you
I'm
know,
saying if
it's
you
no,
had 2 daughters, then that would kind of be like,
yeah, it's something that you would have to divvy up. Like, you know, because my
right,
daughter gonna get her own wedding band and wedding ring. But like, you know, maybe the band could be something that she can wear, you know,
as
to
like a
think about me.
sentimental thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, my wedding ring is JT's mom's first wedding ring, and then he just got me
Mm.
a band. But like, that's something that I'm sure that they want to keep in the family, because they also have one of his grandmother's wedding rings
Oh.
that they've kept. So
Yeah,
I
that
don't
is
know.
stuff that you kind of pass down through the family, and it's like a tradition and stuff like that. That
Yeah.
is true.
And so, like, for me, I wish my grandparents had written in their will not to sell their goddamn house. Like, that shit still pisses me off to this day. I'm
Mm.
very upset about them selling that house. And I get it, because out of all of the siblings, my dad was the only one that was taking care of the taxes and trying to, like, upgrade stuff.
Right. So it was
And
a lot.
it was a lot. I get it. But it's just like, they had that house for decades. Like, you know what I'm
So it was in
saying?
y'all family for a long time. And
Right.
so
And
to
now
just
it's
sell
just
it.
gone. And
Yeah.
so I know I'm not a homeowner yet, but once I do own a home, like, I don't want my home to be sold. Like, I want my family to be able to come back and, be like,
But
oh,
what if
this.
financially they're in a place after you pass away that they just can't afford it? Like, what if it isn't paid off yet? And like they're having to pay the mortgage, and now with even with the one income and the life insurance, it's financially it's just not feasible to have that home anymore. Like, you still would force them to still have that house?
Not force them, but I mean,
I mean, it's gonna be forced if it's
they
in
could
your will and notarized.
they can Uber and try to get some extra
Ooh,
money.
ma'am.
I mean, there are other ways to get money. That's all I'm saying. Like, I I don't want my house to be sold, because a lot of times it's not about, oh, I can't afford it. A lot of times with y'all new age niggas,
It's just a
y'all
headache.
just y'all just be wanting to get some quick cash, like, oh, let's just sell the house and da da
And
da.
split
Like,
up the money.
yeah, and y'all don't be thinking about, like,
The
the
memories and the
memories.
sentimental and that sort of thing.
Well,
Well,
not
if I
just
die
that.
tomorrow, y'all can sell this joint, because like I don't think this is my forever home. But once I get in my forever home, then like maybe I'll feel that way. But y'all can have this shit. Like, y'all can leave. Like,
No,
y'all
well,
don't
that's
let
what
me
I'm
hold
saying
y'all
with
there.
my forever home. I'm not, if I'm in something I don't feel like I'm gonna be in forever, then sure. But for my forever home, I don't want it to get sold. That's just something that I would ask of. And then the people that I talk to, like, who sold their houses, for example, that used to live in DC, they regret that shit now.
Yes, because
Cause now
the
look,
property is worth so much. So
like,
much.
and my cousin, her mom is talking about selling her house, and my cousin just is like, I'll stay in there. Like, how much do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Just so
she's
that we can keep it.
yeah. You know, I asked somebody in my family about a home that was still in the family, and I got cussed out.
Mm,
So that's a little touchy subject over here on this
yeah.
side. But for me, those are some of the things that I want to leave for my kids. Like, I want to leave. I don't plan on dying anytime soon, but I'm not God, so who
Right.
knows, child. But in my mind, like Big Mama, my house gonna be paid off.
I
So
know
what y'all need
that's
to sell it
right.
for?
That part. I'm with
Because one of the things that I'm passing on to my child is definitely living a debt-free life, and I
mm,
don't plan on paying on no damn house for no 30 years.
look.
So there's that on
That's
that.
definitely something that I want to teach my daughter and my son. Like, just financial responsibility and being good with your money. I think I said that earlier, but like that wasn't taught to me. Like, like I was just out here winging shit and ended up starting my adult life in the fucking hole. Like, the fuck terrible. Like, not only with just like random debt, but like college debt. Like, everything. Like, I just started in the hole. Like, we're already to a certain extent doing a little bit better. Like, we're putting money to the side for college. So like, if they decide that they go to college, they won't have to go the loans route. They can either, get an academic, sports, or use the, money put into the side. Probably how much college costs then. They're going to probably need all of them. But that's definitely something that I want to hit my kids to. I don't know. Like, I feel like I got so much that I want to pass down, and I'm like overwhelmed with, well, what if I go tomorrow? Like, how am I going to get this knowledge? Like, I think I'm about to
That's
start
what I'm saying.
journaling.
You could start sharing things with your daughter. She's older. I mean, you can't, you know what I'm saying?
So
Like, there
it's
are little
like,
things that you can start. Y'all could
I
just
just
have
hope she
conversations about.
remembers. Like, because real talk, like, I don't remember everything from when I was 7. Like, I remember
Yeah, for
some things,
sure.
but, like, it might be, like, some key life pointers. And I'm telling her, and she's like, okay, Mom, thanks. And then when she's 17, she's like, I don't know what the fuck that bitch said.
But that's why you don't make it like a one-time key pointer. It's just like things you continuously talk to her about. Like when JT and I like sat down to do our whole little like watching Dave Ramsey, we about to get our budget together, we about to live debt free. My little ass was sitting right at the table with us, and I have a little debt calendar, budget planner thingy, and every single month when I'm going through that, I make her ass come in here and watch me while I go through it. And so it's little stuff like that. And then like I got her a debit card through this company called Greenlight. And I like Greenlight because I could set up like chores in the app, and if she does them, then I pay her for doing the chores.
Oh, that's
But
lit. It's called Green what?
Greenlight. And the
Oh, that's
reason
cute.
I didn't want to do it because it costs, and I'm cheap. Like it costs like $5 a month versus going through Navy Federal and
And
getting
it's
her,
free.
and it's for the free. But you got to be 13 to do it. But with Greenlight, I like it because you as a parent, you can turn the car on and off whenever you want. You can restrict where they spend the money. So if like my daughter loves shoes, so like if she had enough money to buy tennis shoes and then she just was wilding out and buying a whole lot, I could just be like, nah, Foot Locker's the fuck out of here, like we're done with that. There's also an option to save, and so every time she earns money, I make her put $1 in her savings. I can add interest to it with my own money, obviously, to teach her about that. And then there is an option for charity if you want to, like, and I'll ask her, like, do you want to donate to anything? And then it's up to her if she wants to or not. But
that's lit. And so there's no minimum age for that, for Greenlight?
Minimum age, I didn't see one. But I also wasn't looking for minimum, March 12th. So I was kind of just like, I just want her to be able to get one now. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think there's a minimum age, because I want to say when I was doing my research, like they had kids that was hella young that had the card.
I might look into that for my daughter, because like she has like a piggy bank and like has like a whole bunch of 1s and 5s and 10s and stuff, like, and change in there. But like my daughter never uses it. We don't really teach her about, saving and all that kind of stuff, because like whatever she needs, we end up buying it. But I feel like it'll be a lot easier to put it on this card and kind of be like, all right, well, you want some toys, like what's your balance on your card? Well, you need to do some chores, you need to do X, Y, and Z. What's your balance? Okay, well then you're able to go. You want McDonald's? Great, you can get your own Happy Meal because you have enough on your card. Like that kind of can teach them responsibility too. Like, oh, girl, I like that. I'm about to jot that the fuck down.
Let me tell you, she had like $36 on her card one day. Oh, and the other thing is, since you apps whenever they spend money on the card. She had like $36 on her card one day, and she was like, okay, I'm about to walk to Rite Aid, because it's a Rite Aid right by where we live. So I'm like, okay, cool. She goes to Rite Aid. I get a little notification. She done spent $22 up in Rite Aid. She told me she was going in there to get candy. So she come to the house. What the hell you spend $22 on? Oh, well, I got some fake nails. I said, well, how many packs did you get? 3. I said, well, why did you get 3? She's like, because when I was at the register and she told me it's $22, I didn't think I could say I didn't want them. I said, girl. I said, whatever the hell you don't want, you could be like, no, that's too much. Take that back.
Off.
Yeah, so
I'm a grown ass adult, and I would say that shit in front of people behind me in line. I'm like, the total what? No, I don't need that shit. Go ahead and take these shoes off, player.
So sure enough, she walked right back to Rite Aid and she gave them 2 of them 3-pack of nails back. And she was like, "Oh, I feel so much better now. I didn't know I could do that." She was like, "But I was just already at the register and I just felt like I just had to pay for it." And I was like, "No, girl."
But that'll also teach her the lesson of like kind of tally stuff in your head when you
But
picking it up. Like,
but
look at
that's
the
what I
price.
told her. I was like, "You weren't sitting there doing the math when you picked it up." She was like, "No, I had $36." I was
No,
like, "Oh,
it
okay."
was 3,600, babe.
I was like, "Oh, okay, true." But yeah, so I because I was in so much debt, not that I'm like all the way out, but listen,
It's still a struggle, my
child.
love.
I talk to Mar about money all the time, and they had a really good project last school year because and it basically made them it like assigned them a job, and I think her job she was making 68 a year, and I was like, "Oh, look at you, fresh out of middle school making 68, you doing
Right.
it."
I wish.
So in her mind, she was like, "Oh, I make good money." I said, "Okay, cool." So then she had to start like writing out everything that she is accustomed to under her mother's dime, and she had to write it out. Girl, why she end up picking this apartment? I was like, "This apartment real cheap." She was like, "Yeah, I know. I looked in the apartment guide. I found it." I went online. I said, "Ooh, so you living in the hood, but you drive a Lexus and you got a whatever kind of dog and this kind of
Oh,
set."
you about to get robbed.
I said, "So you ain't learned nothing in these conversations because one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going back to the hood. I done lived there
Look,
before.
but have a nice car.
I'm not going to do
But
that.
watching your back.
We'll eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day before I go back to the hood. I'm not doing
Look,
that." So,
no.
yeah.
That is funny. I not to jump to like sadder things, but I was looking at an article online on Madame Noir about the whole Alexis Crawford death. The girl, the 21-year-old from Clock Atlanta.
Girl, I heard some more shit about that today. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the article that I read, and we'll kind of talk about the case after this, just for the listeners that aren't really like, don't know what the hell's going on with that. So the article was basically, it's actually called "What I Want My Daughter to Learn from Alexis Crawford's Tragic Death," and it kind of outlines certain things that happened up until the point. Actually, this article I think was written today, so it should be fairly up to date because I know some new stuff came out today about the case, but it just had a couple of things that, for parents that go away to college. Like, I just can't imagine that. And I know I have some years that if that was to be my daughter or my son's choice to go away to college and it's actually away, it's going to stress me the fuck out. Like, because like you're literally on your own. I think about how on my own I was, like, going from living in my parents' house where like they have a say so in every damn thing that I do to like now I'm not pretty much, but I'm on my own. Like, if I don't fucking feel like waking up to go to class, there's nobody to be like, get your ass up and go to class. Like, yes, you will have to deal with the fucking consequences of that shit, but it forces you and like kicks you into like responsibility. Like, get your ass up, go to class. Oh, you didn't make the calf? Do you have enough money to go somewhere off campus to get you something to eat? Like, it's just certain stuff like that I'm just like, ooh, I'm not ready for my damn kids to, get there. But even when you get to the point where you're like, all right, I'm good, I'm at peace, and then tragic shit happens. Like, and this isn't the only case. This is, in the media and being discussed now, but there's so many instances where kids go off to college and something happens to them, from being assaulted to killed to all type of stuff. But I kind of went on a tangent there, but basically in the article, some of the stuff that it says that that they want to discuss with their daughter and what they wanted to learn about the Alexis murder. So it says, be mindful of who you consider a friend, because not everyone deserves the luxury of that title. And if, we're going to talk about the case, but one of the people that was charged with killing the girl Alexis was her friend. They were roommates, but they were actually friends. Like, the girl Jordan, had even came to her house and met her family during the holidays. Like, and you don't take all your college friends back home to like to do holidays and stuff with your family. So like that says to me that they were really close. So yeah, first thing, be mindful of who you consider a friend. And I even, like, my daughter's young, but like it irks me to this day, even now, that she calls everybody a friend. I'm just like, look, they ain't all your friends.
Get better.
It's not going to get better. And I realized by chaperoning on that field trip last week or the week before last, I don't remember, they get it from fucking school, because they call everyone in the class your friend. So they're like, we don't hit our friends. Hey, make sure that all of our friends, we have X, Y, and Z. So that's why they use the fucking word friends so fucking loosely. But it still stresses me out, because my daughter be like, yeah, my friend did this. I'm like, well, I never heard this person's name. There are certain kids that I hear about on a regular. I have not heard this name, so this is not your friend. So yeah, but be mindful of who your friend is. Like, everybody that you have conversation with, or that isn't your friend. Never allow fear to separate you from what you know is the right thing to do. So this kind of goes into the fact that and I'm kind of telling the case by going through this list a little bit, but Alexis's roommate Jordan, which was her friend, apparently the boyfriend was going a little bit far, kissing, touching, and it was some unwanted sexual advances. Sorry, I can't talk. And she basically went to make a report with the police because she had been violated, and was like, no. So stand up for what you know is right. And even though a lot of people are saying, if she wouldn't have went to the police, then it's a strong possibility that she would still be alive. We don't know the future, or we can't turn back time. So we don't know that, but we shouldn't have that deter us from doing the right fucking thing and allowing people to do whatever they want to do to us. The next one is to pay attention to the actions and attitudes of others. This is super important, because especially in college, it's times where, I don't know, you just go with the flow and you just pay attention to people's vibes. Somebody might be a friend today or tomorrow and you rub them the wrong way. Just check the vibes of everybody. If you're seeing people are getting a little bit distant and they acting a little funny, just be on high alert to that shit. Don't be afraid to say that you aren't okay. If there's situations or times where, like, and this just plays into mental health, period. Like, it's okay to be weak. It's okay, or I don't want to say be weak. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to not always be the strong one, or just to ask for help. So don't feel like that it's not a good thing to say, like, I'm not okay and I need help, and be able to have a safe space, or a safe person that you can talk to about that, which hopefully for my children, it will be me. And the last thing it says is choose you first. And it says, I don't know what this is talking about. Oh yeah, it says, I can't help but to think Jordan's involvement in Alexis' murder was about nothing more than protecting Baron, which is the boyfriend. Yeah, anyway, so because the rest of the paragraph didn't really make any sense. But yeah, so those are just some things that they were saying that they want their daughter to take away from this murder. And since I kind of like gave little snippets, the actual case, so what happened, it was a 21-year-old Alexis Crawford, and her roommate was Jordan. So her and Jordan were roommates, and I think, and you can jump in if I'm getting any of these details wrong, but they one night, I guess, were drinking and they got really drunk. And the roommate's boyfriend, Baron, I hope I'm saying that right, it's Barron, Barn, I don't know. But they got really drunk, and apparently Baron was like touching and kissing and doing a lot to Alexis, and she wasn't here for the shit. And like I said earlier, she went to the county police and made a statement. I don't think they did anything, because basically she was kind of out of it a little bit, or like, she was drunk, so they didn't really, I'm not gonna say they didn't take it serious because I wasn't there, but they basically didn't do anything. And not even a week later, her and her roommate Jordan got into an argument, and then next thing you know, the boyfriend is coming up in there choking her out. The roommate then put a bag and suffocated her and put the plastic bag over her head. They put the body, once she passed, in like this plastic bin, drove her ass across town and dumped her damn body in a park. So it's just a really, really sad thing, because something where two girls were friends, or at least they thought they were friends, turned so ugly and violent, and not a little girl, but a girl lost her life over some dumb shit. And now these two people their whole life is gone. They about to be right on in jail, hopefully.
Well, nobody thinks about that kind of stuff happening. So it's not, I mean, you can't prepare your kids for their roommates to kill them.
I mean, no, obviously but like just being aware and trying to.
Oh yeah, just being aware, or if, like, for instance, you got a roommate that got a whole bunch of niggas or women or whoever, whatever they prefer coming in, and it makes you uncomfortable, try to get a new roommate, or
get the fuck up out of there.
See if you could stay with somebody else until you can get a new roommate, or whatever the case may be. Like, I know it's not a quick thing to just up and get a new roommate sometimes. So,
but if you feel uncomfortable, at least say something to your parents and be like, look, a room, like, I'm speaking for like college age, because they were in college.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like just tell your parents, like, yo, my roommate like always got people in and out, like I don't feel comfortable. At a minimum, tell your parents, because I know if any of my kids' voice say, I'm like, oh, we gonna get you up out of there. Like, nah, fuck that. So don't be afraid to speak up on shit like that.
That process is not always the fastest. So in the meantime, see if you can crash at somebody in somebody else's dorm room, or whatever the case may be. See if you can have if you have a somewhat mature roommate, be like, I'm
about to say, she probably thought that she had a mature roommate. Like, you have a conversation, that shit could turn left too. You have a conversation, and y'all might get the record like, don't worry about who the fuck be up in here. I'll be paying my side of the bills. Then that's a problem.
No, I understand. I'm just saying there are the ways to have the conversation.
Right.
I don't really have nothing else to say about that whole situation. Now, that's just crazy, but I just been noticing it's just a lot of crazy shit going on. Like, not even just with her, but like just hearing these stories about, like, I heard something about this one chick, these dudes were like boxing her in and they weren't letting her walk. Like, she was trying to get away from them, and they were just like basically harassing her, and they only stopped because other people basically intervene, you know what I'm saying? And what the fuck are y'all doing? But it seems like every day when I go online, I'm seeing it's some little kid missing, there's somebody's body being found somewhere. It's just a lot going on, and there's nothing that I could personally do. Not nothing that I can do. I can teach my daughter to be aware, but like, people
how do you prepare for? Yeah, it's like once you probably set up some preparedness for one situation, there's something else going on. Like, I was seeing some stuff online, like talking about, with the holidays coming up, and like, women might be out doing shopping and stuff like that alone. So just like tips on stuff, but which I feel like this usually comes out at least every year around the holiday season. Like, what to do, like, don't get in your car and get the fumbling in your fucking purse. Like, lock the door and get the fuck up out of there. You can put your receipts and money in your shit, like, after you pull off, and, make sure you check in the back seat of your cars, or like be careful if there's like on the driver's side, the parking space next to the driver's side, like if there's a van parked beside you, be a little bit leery about that. You might want to go through the driver's side, because it might be people in the van, with trafficking and shit going on, and they waiting for people. They'll scoop you up. Just like if people are following you, or if there's someone like that looks kind of creepy that's sitting in their car beside your car, go back in the mall. And a lot of it might seem extra, but it's better safe than sorry. And like Shay said, like, people out here crazy as fuck. So while we can't necessarily prepare or save our kids from everything in the future, just sometimes giving them tips to just, like you said, be alert and just I don't know. Like,
So
cause
when are you
especially
going
young
to start
kids.
sharing some of these? I mean, obviously not now at 7, but at some point you're going to have to start having these conversations
Well,
about these news stories with, your
well, yeah,
daughter.
I actually talked to her about some of the stuff, especially like
Okay.
the appropriate trafficking stuff. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily go into sex trafficking,
Right, right,
but
right.
I let her know that it's people out here that go around and they look for little kids. So when you're in a store and I'm fussing at you to stay near me, it's a reason why I'm telling you, hey, like, I need you to be over here touching this cart, or like, I need you to hold my hand, or like, why are you on that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to be close to me. And it's not just because I'm being a clingy mom. Like, it's because there are bad people out here in the world that want to steal children. They want to take you, and you'll never see your family again. Sometimes you might lose your life. Like, I've talked to her about that already. So,
Okay.
I don't know if she understands, but like, I say it in a way where I'm not scaring her. Like, don't talk to nobody, like nothing like that. But like, just stop being so friendly. If it's people that you don't know, unless mommy or daddy introduce you, like, don't be so friendly to have conversations with people that you don't damn know. And like, my daughter has been like that since as long as she can talk. Like, literally, we would be in a grocery store. She'd be like, "Hi, my name's Kylie, and that's my mommy, and that's my daddy. Hey, where are you going? Hey, we're buying cereal." I'm just like, yo, shut up. Like, you don't know these people. Like, meantime, my mean ass don't even look at people in a damn store, and I got a daughter in a cart, like, holding conversations with every damn body. So, just trying to teach her that, not to take away her innocence, but to kind of let her know, like, everybody in the world isn't good people, and there are people just everywhere. Like, don't think like, oh, okay, like, we're exempt from it. It's people everywhere that are bad people. It could be people at your school that are bad people that are doing stuff, like, anywhere. Like, they could be anywhere. So don't be and I also reinforce, don't be scared to tell me. Like, if anything was to happen, if anything that you don't understand or that you're scared of, whatever, like, come to me. Like, don't hold it in. Like, I just want to make sure that she's comfortable to talk to me about anything, but also let her know, like, everybody ain't good out here.
Y'all niggas is wildin'.
Trash aloneness.
Jesus need to just come and take us all now, child.
Oh, I'm not ready for that.
Oh,
I'm ready
I
for
am.
that. Speak for yourself. Like, I
Girl,
should
we
have
all
done.
gonna die.
Look, when I, like, people who are close to me know, like, the talk of death, it really stresses me out and gives
I
me
know, but I
anxiety.
don't understand that.
No, it always has. Like, and then talking about, like, death of people close to me, that really gives me anxiety. So, like, it's not that I don't try to think about it. I try to think of more like, all right, things need to be in order if for some reason this person wasn't here. But to actually be like, this person is going to be dead and no longer here, I can't be around them. Like, that stuff like that, I can't. Like, I don't deal with death good anyway. Like, I've had people close to me who died, and I just don't take death very well. So I just, yeah, not a good
I
topic for
kind of
me.
have morbid thoughts. I think because all the really, really old people in my family are gone.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm just looking around like, oh no, one of you niggas is next.
Oh
Not
no.
because it's the truth. It's like, and then like the first boy I ever kissed, he died when I was like 13, 14 years old.
Damn.
And I was just like, young people die. Like, like you don't really
Right.
think
You think that
about.
it's just like old people
Right, because up
dying.
until then, it was only like my older family members that had passed. So he was
Mm-hmm.
like the first young person that passed, and then after that, it was just like a bunch of old people, and then like my uncle was only 25, and then my brother, he was only 22. So it's just like I'm kind of looking around now, like everybody to me is still like young enough to live a couple more decades in
Right.
my mind.
Right.
But the reality is I don't know when people are going to die because
You
that's
can't
just
even drive to work these days. Shit.
right. Like any fucking thing could happen. And so I don't think about it all the time, but every now and then, like this is a kind of like a weird time of the year for me. I start to think about death a lot more because a couple of people pass around this time. But I'm always just like, okay, somebody might pass.
Mm.
It might be
Yeah.
me.
Mm.
What happens then?
Right.
So I don't know. I think about that stuff, but as far as like when we were talking earlier about like the wills and stuff, like I have all of our important documents in one central location.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like our joint bills, we have the passwords to those. We just keep it kind of like the same
Mm-hmm.
so that we both can get in and out of the stuff. And I don't know. I talked to Mara about death just because I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. And people are crazy. Niggas is killing people over sandwiches and shit.
That part.
And all types of other dumb shit. So it's just like, I don't know. I'll be popping off at the mouth. Somebody might just be like, bitch, fuck you. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm dead.
No. Yeah, I took my daughter, unfortunately, we had to talk to her about death kind of early because she's been to a couple funerals. So that prompted a bunch of questions. So she's, you know, she knows about death. She understands it. We've had conversations about it. Like I said, she's been to 2 funerals, I believe. And then, she asked questions that I don't want to talk about, like about my parents and stuff. I'm like, mind your business. No, we're not talking about that. But yeah, so yeah, I just need to do better.
I've had now one thing I don't play with when it comes to death though. I can think about I don't like not think about people dying, but like my daddy.
Nope.
Girl.
Look, I'm not. You already know. And then my dad with his health issue, like, don't. People need to just leave me alone. Like, if God, like, look, let me tell you something. If and when that ever happens, if he is to be taken before me, y'all just leave me alone. Like, it's not, look, there's nothing nobody's gonna be able to say. Don't wish me no condolences. Don't say I'm sorry for your loss. Don't be like I'm sorry. Don't just leave me alone, bro. Like, nothing nobody's gonna be able to say is gonna get me through that.
Like Mara's dad told me when she found out that mommy passed, she was very upset because she knew I was very upset, and he was like she was crying because she knew I was real sad. But child, if my dad goes, I ain't gonna be no good.
They gotta put me
So
in a home.
yeah, her dad's gonna have to come and collect her because
for a grip.
I remember one time I had a dream that he died and I woke up crying.
Wow,
So
in your sleep.
I was just like, we can't be having them kind of dreams. Right. I probably took melatonin, some dumb shit.
I love melatonin. Like, I get some great sleep, but
I be having the wildest dreams, demons, all kinds of shit. Melatonin is not for me. I don't know what be going on in my REM sleep, but fuck that.
No, thank you. Not a place you want to visit anymore.
No, thank you. I'll stay up all night before I take that shit. Let's get off this sad ass shit.
I know. Moving on to brighter, better things. Y'all pray for us, Shay and Dice, so we can be around many, many more years, and we'll pray for y'all listeners. But moving on.
Let's talk about this T.I. shit some more.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we was talking about on IGTV.
Yeah, so on our IGTV, we briefly, because Shay had a burning question, and she wanted you guys to see, I guess, my answer on the whole T.I. situation. So,
and I was disappointed, listeners.
I know, I'm sure y'all can tell. But what's new, y'all? I mean, I'm always saying the unpopular shit, but it is what it is. Like, that's why I'm me. But the T.I. situation, I don't know if in case y'all been living under a rock, in a nutshell, he was doing the interview, I don't know with who, but he was on an interview with someone and they were asking him a question about parenting or fatherhood. I don't know. But somewhere in the questioning, he mentions that he goes to his daughter, is it Deja? I don't know all their names. OBGYN appointments yearly to make sure that her hymen is still intact. And apparently he's doing this because I guess when she was younger, he was like, if she keeps her virginity for X amount of time, he'll give her a meal. And
that's what I heard.
Yeah, that's the word on the street now. We haven't fact checked that, but we saw it, but we don't know how true it is. What shit that we see, and even in articles, you gotta still research the fucking article because people be putting shit out. But if that's the case, but even if you take that part out, because he wants to ensure that, she's still a virgin.
She's 18 years old.
She is 18 whole fucking years old. So I don't know when if there is an agreement, I don't know when this agreement it goes into effect where she gets this meal. But
Well, I guess when she turns 21.
Oh, so it goes to 21? Because adult is 18, not 21.
No,
21 is just when you can drink.
No, from my understanding, it's until she's 21.
Well, look, I don't have a problem with a father wanting to know if his daughter is out in these streets. That's fine.
Why do you say it like that? Why do you have to say out in these streets?
Okay, out in these beds.
No, because you could not be a virgin and not be out in these streets.
Okay.
I mean, you weren't a virgin at 18, correct?
No.
You weren't out in these streets, though. You were in a monogamous relationship.
I mean, a monogamous relationship at 18? Like, we so immature. Like,
no, you
at the
age.
I mean, I was with one person, yes, but I mean, like, you're 18. Like,
I mean, but at the time, that's not how you were thinking. At the time, you were with that one guy, and that was your little boo. Do you think he was? You're speaking now as a grown woman, but I'm saying then you weren't out in these streets.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's not like you were 18 and you was fucking the whole world.
So, I mean, like but there are some people that are.
So. There are, and there's nothing.
To school with some of y'all.
I mean, I still know some of y'all now. But no, that's all I'm saying. Like when you say out in the streets.
Okay, look, don't fucking fact check my damn statements. I'm just saying, if he wants to know if his daughter's fucking, does that sound better than out in these streets? Fucking fucked.
Why can't he just have a conversation with her and just ask her?
Because bitches be lying. What are you talking about?
They do.
All right. So that's why he's like, I'm going. So what I was saying was when I learned the details, I was like, is this nigga in the fucking waiting room? Because that's too much. Like, that's way too much. If like this nigga is in, not the waiting room, the doctor's room, like during the check, like then like what the fuck? But apparently he's waiting in a waiting room or whatever to get the results and ask from the doctor because he doesn't want to hear from Deja. Because I mean, fuck it, if I'm 17, 18, like I'm gonna fucking lie too to get this meal. Like, oh yeah, yep, a whole ass virgin, babe. But my problem was when you told me that he doesn't have the same standard for his son.
How his son, he said it on his show.
But that's what I'm saying. Like when you told me that, I was like, wait a minute. So it's okay for your son to be laying down, since you don't like being in these streets, laying down with people and giving yourself to another person. It's okay for the son, but like you holding all these standards for your daughter, like nah, that's fucking trash as fuck.
But there's no way to take your son to the doctors and be like, oh, is he fucking? And really that hymen shit is not even a real fucking way.
Because like I said on the IGTV, you can have sex and your hymen still be intact. So that doesn't mean jack shit. And
you could finger yourself and it could not be intact. And there are some people who masturbate that don't have sex, like with an actual penis. So, right. I mean, I don't know. To me, that just seems like an invasion of privacy. I know. I mean,
as a kid, you really don't have privacy. Like I was saying, at 18, now that she's 18, she can fucking say no. Like her doctor has to get her permission to even give this information to her father.
Yeah, so but if you went to the doctors with your parents and they were like, yeah, give me authorization to see it, you're not going to tell them no.
If I don't want the nigga to know, then I'm grown. Like, what are you talking about?
But no, not okay. So
I'm talking about the daughter.
At 16. But let's say it was at 16 and you didn't want your parents to know.
Do you have those rights at 16?
Yes, it's still your information. You still can say no and have them not do it, but then you got to deal with your parents afterwards.
Then what is that age? And the only reason why I asked is because I had a situation when I was a teenager and there was medical information given to my parents after that situation and nobody asked for my authorization or can I talk to your parents about this? So is there a certain, like, what is the cut date when, all right, your medical information, what's going on is only to you as a kid? And I don't have to ask for. I was 13 or 14. I don't remember exactly.
Oh, I think that it's a little older. I think it's like when you like 16, 15, 16, something like that.
Okay.
But even, and then, you know, things could change. So I don't know.
Maybe it depends on the situation.
It could depend on what
type of medical.
Right. It could depend on the situation, the city, the state that you live in, and all that other good stuff. But I don't know. I just feel like Deja could be gay for all we know, and she could be out here just getting the box licked, and
That
nobody would
part.
know because the
Because she's
hymen
not
is
being
still
penetrated.
intact. And
Right.
so it's just like, instead of,
Or she could be doing that anally.
hello, there we have multiple holes. So it's just like, if a person really wants to be sexually active, they're going to find a way to be sexually active. And if you don't want them to, have discussions with them, but don't, even if that's something that him and her agreed to do, he could have just kept that shit to himself, because
Yeah.
now
Now
that's
the
crazy for her.
yeah.
Like, people probably looking at her like she's a weirdo or something. Like, you know how
Well,
people are.
why?
Who shares that information? Like,
But it's
I'm
with her father.
listen,
It's not like she's sharing the joint
I
with like
understand what,
their math teacher.
if my father asked me to go to the doctors with him, to go to the doctors with me, and then ask for my hymen report, I would absolutely be like, dog, you got
Another
to get
thing,
your life together.
another thing that, but exactly, which she should be doing as well, but she's not, and she's agreeing to it. So I mean, like, she
She
could
got a
always say
meal
no.
on the line, though. My dad would just be being nosy, and I would just be like, sir,
I don't know. I
I just
just
think there's a better way to handle it with your children. And
I don't know, and I'm sure she's embarrassed, like you said. Like I'm sure she's just like, what the fuck, because this obviously wasn't public knowledge, and it's not like she's like he's like your dad or my dad. Like this nigga is like a celebrity. So I'm sure she's probably feeling a certain kind of way that not only was it disclosed, like it was disclosed in a fucking interview, and now like it's being talked about all on social media. So like I get it. But I
would
feel
you
like
do that?
would I do that to my kids?
Yeah.
No. Like I mean I feel first of all I ain't got a meal to give, but secondly
No, but
like
I'm
I
saying,
would
would you
just
take them and ask for that report? Because when you first brought the topic up in our group chat, you had said like, did they think it was weird for Ti to do?
right.
And I didn't know if that meant like it would be less weird if her mom did it, because to me that shit is weird, no
Yeah,
matter which parent does it.
because in the beginning, I felt like it was weird for the father, unless like he's a single father, to take your daughter to her OBGYN appointment. I just felt like it's kind of something that a daughter would feel more comfortable with their mom taking them, because like as close as I was actually way closer to my dad than my mom when I was younger. So like even then, it would be weird for me if my dad's like, all right, let's pack up and go to the OBGYN appointment. I'd
Oh,
be like,
really?
yeah, I'd be like, wait a
Oh,
minute.
my dad took me to all mine.
Oh no, my
I mean, my mom wasn't shit though.
it was my mom, and like I think up to a certain point she was like in the room, but like then after a certain age she was in the waiting room or whatever. But yeah, like I don't know, just me personally, like I wouldn't want my dad with me spread eagle, even though he changed my diapers.
Oh,
It's just different as an adult.
yeah.
But
My dad wanted to be in the room when I had Mara, and I was like, you can
oh
stand
no no
behind a
no no.
curtain, but you're not about to be in there with my legs are up in the air. Like,
Thank
that's
goodness I
weird.
did not push, because I just don't want the whole world seeing my vag turn into the size of a watermelon. Like I just no, I am straight on that, and I'm sure everybody and their mama would want to be in there. My mother-in-law probably wanted to be there. My mama, my best friend. Like, look, y'all not about to see me like this. Like I'm not about to be looking like I'm on botched bodies. Like that's what you're not going to do. And if people want to record and take pictures, no, there will be no pictures of my children near my vag. It just won't. Okay, so we're gonna keep it cute. Cut this joint open, clean them up, and then bring them to me. But like I say all that to say, like I've seen people online going to fucking calling everybody who supports the shit like misogynist and all this other stuff. Wah wah wah. Like I know, whatever. But my opinion is my opinion. Like I don't. If that's the way that they want to try to, I don't know. I just feel like for me, I'm going to have conversations with my children about sex and the risks and how they should just wait for eternity. No, not eternity, but I'm being extra. But like just to wait until, yeah, for me preferably forever. But yeah, just to wait. And I don't know. Like I'm just not gonna be the one like. So yeah, is that hymen still there, or what we doing? Like, I mean, nah, I'm not doing all that. My parents didn't do it to me, and like I said, I don't got a meal to be like, hey, keep it so that you can get this meal, or no, you should.
Well,
It's the right thing
I
to do.
think all that shit is fucking weird. And coming from T.I., who comes off as hella controlling, and he does come off as misogynistic, we could take this situation out of it, and I can give you at least 3 more examples of when that nigga was being absolute garbage.
I just feel like other people just need to say something then. Like, I just feel like if something is wrong, she has a mother, I'm assuming. And if I'm wrong, don't shoot me. Like, but I'm assuming she has a mom. Her mom could speak up and she could speak up. But I mean,
I find it hard for her to really speak up because she was on Twitter liking comments that definitely was going in on T.I. So I just think because he is, I mean, that's her father. So and then, you know, she's 18 now, but if this has been going on for however long it's been going on, it's not much that you could say or do when you're not of age. And
she
if
can tell her mom, if she has a mom, and be like, I don't feel comfortable with this. She has a relationship even with Tiny, so she could just be like, look, like, can you talk to him, because I don't feel comfortable saying it to him, but like, I don't want him to come to my appointments. Like,
but if he's as controlling as he seems to be, to me, I could just see how that probably didn't
I
go
don't know
so
what
well.
happens behind their closed doors.
All Dice is saying, controlling.
All Dice is saying is, if that's how they choose to raise their children, that's on them. I'm just saying, I don't know. It seemed like people going in, but it seemed like every week people are really hell bent on some topic. So I guess this is just the one this week. But
I am on board with it for this week because I think that shit is weird. It's hella controlling. It's to me, it's actually gross. Like, ugh, who does that?
It would be gross if he was in the room. I don't think it's gross. Like, it's plenty of fathers that want to know if their daughters are still virgins. Like, and they don't have a meal to give up.
And so my next point is, to me, it is. Do you have your opinion? I have mine.
That's why I just say it's not gross to me. I just said that.
Well, I wasn't finished with my point.
Yikes.
So, as I was saying,
Spicy,
I think that is gross. I think it's extra as hell. And I could maybe be a little bit more understanding if it was like TD Jakes, but my nigga is T.I. But I could be a little more understanding if it was, because T.I., I'm not even talking about lyrics, reputation, my nigga. You be on the internet every other year cheating on your wife. So it's, but
does that have anything to do with him raising his children? I mean, there's plenty of hoes out here in the street that are decent fathers.
It has a lot to raise your children. If you want to be, you have to be an example for your children. You can't, and I mean, you don't have to be. I will speak for me. That's what I'm saying. You don't have to be. I'm going to speak for me. Again, this is all my opinion.
This is all about opinions of Shay.
I find it hypocritical as fuck to be a big hoe. And like, his actions have shown that he's a big hoe. And to profess love for hoes, but then want your daughter to be the Virgin Mary, while your son, who is far younger than her, can be out here dropping it low, spreading it wide. Like, that is just, that's the misogynistic tones that come into play. Like, even on his show when they revealed that King was having sex, and he was like, I don't want any of them to be having sex, but I'm going to admit, I feel one way about my daughters and I feel this way about my sons, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And that's not a new idea, like a new thought process. I know plenty of dudes who feel that way about their daughters versus their sons. To me, that is just, it's just weird. It's cringy. It's gross. It's a little ugh. But go off. That shit won't be happening in my house. My daughter's hymen's not getting checked by her daddy, her granddaddy, not by me.
He actually wasn't checking the hymen. He just wanted to see
the hymen report, whatever you want to call it. That's not going to happen. Like, if you want to know if somebody's having sex, you can have a conversation with them, and they're going to lie if they want to lie. And there's really nothing that you could do about people wanting to have sex if that's really what they want to do. If that girl want to have sex, she's just going to, like you said, put in her butt, put in her mouth.
My whole thing is, I think the reason why he is actually checking is because there's a meal on the line. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like he would check even if it wasn't.
Well, I don't know that because I don't know him personally. But I'm saying is, I'm not going to believe the word of anybody, not even a kid, but anybody with a meal on the line, because they're like, fuck yeah, I'm still a virgin.
Tia said that half of his wife's vagina belongs to him. So things that he says leads me to believe that the way he thinks is a little different. So go off, T.I.
Because he said his vagina's wife is half his.
His wife's vagina is half of his. Is half of your vagina the property of your husband's?
He said property.
He didn't say. He said I own half of that, so own property. Like
He said,
yeah.
I own half of that vagina.
Yes, yes.
Look.
He said, what's mine is hers, what's hers is mine, and so half of that is mine. And so when I want it, she got to come up off half of that.
And she's still married to him, so I guess it's not an issue for her.
It's not, but I'm just saying the things that he said lead me to believe that the type of man that he is. I mean,
but there are people that are still going along with it, so that's why I don't understand the uproar. No, that's what I'm talking about. It's like we're so in an uproar and it doesn't directly affect us, but like people are in an uproar about, oh, like why the hell is he doing this to his daughter? Oh, why is he doing this with his wife? But apparently his daughter isn't saying anything. Her mother is anything. I mean, obviously, but what I'm saying is like it's affecting people so much that people are posting and going online is what I'm saying. Like not me and you, obviously, because I don't post about this shit online on social media. Well, I don't know, but I don't post about this shit online. So that's what I mean. It doesn't directly affect me, but there are people that don't even know this nigga and are going and writing whole think pieces about this shit. That's what I'm saying. Like there are different people that can actually.
Everything. Kanye was last week or 2 weeks ago.
And that was my point like 15 minutes ago. Every week it's another thing that people are in uproar with. In about a week, niggas not gonna give no fucks about T.I. nor the fucking Hyman. So
that is very
it's gonna be a whole new fucking topic that niggas are outraged and are on polar ends of arguments about. So it doesn't affect me.
People could just keep their shit to themselves. No,
that fucking part.
And then we won't have nothing to talk about because I'm sure she didn't want this information to be discussed out in the public. I'm sure as an 18-year-old
female, I'm sure she didn't want the whole fucking world to know. And that's why I was saying earlier, I'm sure the fact that her fucking father is famous and said this shit on a fucking interview is like, really, nigga? Really? So
as long as y'all
be blessed,
keep sharing y'all lives,
whatever works for y'all.
People are going to keep having opinions. And if y'all don't want people to have opinions, be like Beyonce, post when you want to post what you want to post, and then disappear. That's all you got to do.
Well, share less. That's what I do. I share what I want. Kids and jokes. That's what y'all getting from me all day. So Robyn Crawford was on the Wendy Williams show.
I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't either.
Oh, okay.
But well, I'm lying. I didn't watch the whole show, but I saw a clip. Like it was a clip on social media. Okay, so you want me to skip it so you can see it?
I want you to skip the clip. I do want you to skip the clip because I want to watch it. But as far as Robyn Crawford is concerned, she is the talk of the town right now because.
And for y'all who don't know who she is,
y'all
go ahead. Look, I'm gonna say, so some people might not know. Was you about to say who she was?
Hell no. That motherfuckers need to get with the getting. You be explaining a lot of shit that I be like, these motherfuckers know who they tuned into.
It might be some young niggas that's like, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Oh, I have something to talk about but you young folks, because I'm sick of this shit. But go ahead.
All right, well, let me hurry up. So Robyn Crawford was the supposed, I'm air quoting, female lover of Whitney Houston. And if you saw the movie and stuff, like her and Bobby Brown apparently had their little tiffs and arguments and getting into it because, like, she was in Whitney's life way before, she was with Bobby, and it's rumored, because I don't know this for a fact, but apparently it's in her new book that's the reason why she was on Wendy Williams, because she was like doing her little press rounds for a book called A Song for You. But child, apparently she had a whole relationship with Whitney, and then Whitney went and got married with Bobby, and then it was a power struggle between them two, but she was like, it wasn't no real issues, like he would come in and try to be demanding and control, blah blah. But anyway, I say all that to say she was on Wendy Williams, and yeah, it's a clip floating around, but I don't want to ruin it because Shay hasn't seen it yet.
Shay hasn't seen it. I
want to see the whole interview though with her and Wendy.
I want to see the whole interview. I'm gonna read the book, but
book gonna be juicy. But also I gotta watch who the fuck can you believe everything, because Whitney's not here, and with them books, them tell-all books, you gotta kind of take it with a grain of salt, because everybody gonna tell their side of the story. Like when Bobby wrote his book, now she writing her book, like just in instances across the board, like you gotta take it with a grain of salt, because everybody gonna make themselves, for the most part, be painted in the best light. So
no, I totally understand that, but anybody that is, I guess, my age or older should know that it's not new news.
Right. No. It's definitely not new news.
No.
I didn't
So
know if it was like
didn't.
some young niggas that just didn't know.
No, a lot of young niggas don't know this.
Oh, you're saying that they don't know. Oh, okay.
Because I did see something about her on the internet earlier, maybe last week, I guess, when they were announcing that she was coming out with the book. Mm-hmm. And dead ass people was online talking about, what? Whitney was gay? Whitney was bi? God. Who knew? And I'm like,
everybody.
When were y'all born? Like 99? Right. I don't understand. Like that was never not a thing that like people just knew. So
like everybody fucking knew that, and then it only confirmed it when the fucking movie came out. So like,
but both of the movies, she had a biopic, and then Bobby had one, and it was implied in both.
She was in both of them. Like, what are you talking about?
Then
so people just wasn't even paying it. Either they weren't paying attention, or they ain't see the damn movies. Which how could you not?
There's also a documentary on. It was on Hulu last time I checked, called Whitney, and it talks about it a little bit there. Of course, Whitney mama, she don't want to believe it because
of course,
she just high off that Jesus juice. But I don't know, child. So yeah, give me a chance to check out the clip, girl.
Yeah, I skipped that.
But let me talk about these young niggas before you get to what you better get into. So today on the Shade Room, I saw that for whatever reason, they are creating a Selena series on Netflix.
But there was already a movie. The fuck else are you going to tell me?
The movie is great.
The movie is
Jennifer
legendary.
Lopez played that part down.
Looked just like her ass.
So most people in the comments felt the same way I felt. Like, nigga, why are we doing a show? Like, it's no shade to her legacy.
Right, but what else are you going to be covering? Is it new information? Like,
right.
For what?
The movie still comes on. I know I still go up for it whenever I can catch it. I mean, I definitely thought I knew Espanol singing the songs in that movie.
Oh, right.
So somebody dead ass in the comments was like, man, y'all need to chill the fuck out. Everybody talking about, why don't you just watch the movie? That movie old as fuck. Ain't nobody young going back to watch that movie.
So that's the process of young people?
But let me tell you.
I'm not going back and watching anything before my time? Like,
I have a daughter who was a young person who dead ass, like, for instance, that Saweetie song, My Type. The beat to the My Type song is a P.D. Pablo beat.
Right.
The fucking some song she liked was the beat from Nuck If You Buck. My daughter would dead ass tell you, that's old. I don't care about that. I'm not watching that. Even if it's like a literal copy of the shit from. So she's like, but y'all use samples in y'all songs. I was like, but we gave credit and we respected people. We knew who it was.
Right.
We respected the people. Niggas would put them in their videos or have them pop up at the performances.
Right. Like, something. Y'all just act like they don't even fucking exist.
Like, y'all niggas don't create nothing fucking new. Don't want to go back and do no. I don't understand how you young niggas can live in a day and age where you can get any fucking information you want in a matter of seconds
and choose to even
and just choose to be so fucking dumb. And I'm not saying this about the Selena movie because you could just I don't give a fuck if you watch the movie, if you watch the show, but it's just like the fucking audacity for you to be like, ain't nobody going to go watch no motherfucking movie from 95. To me, 95 was like 7 years ago. I don't know. Like,
like yesterday.
I mean, that person acted like that movie came out like I asked him to watch a Dorothy Dandridge movie or some shit. Like, Jennifer Lopez is still relevant, and you telling me that you won't go and watch the fucking thing, and so we need to just shut the fuck up about this series. Anybody that watched the movie
that be watching the reruns of Martin. So like
every day, thankfully, wasn't even alive when the shit was on.
But be watching it and know all the words more than me.
Like, I just don't understand how y'all can be the most knowledgeable fucking dumbasses in the history of this world. Like, y'all have everything at y'all fingertips, but y'all just choose to be ignorant. Y'all choose to be dumb. Y'all lazy fuck.
And entitled.
Feel
like they don't have to work for shit but still have to get everything. Like, I don't know.
I be sounding like an old person now, but that shit is disgusting. Y'all need to figure it out. And it took Selena for me to say enough is enough. She didn't die for this. Jennifer Lopez didn't fake die for this. And I don't know what the fuck that was that I saw, but Jennifer needs to go shut that shit down. We don't want it. We don't need it. Cancel it now.
So is Jennifer playing in the show too?
No.
Oh,
it's somebody else.
Nah, she did a
With the
perfectly
purple
great job.
outfit, she
Had
didn't even have
everybody
no
loving that
ass.
movie.
Mm-mm.
No,
I didn't
no,
ask
no.
for that.
We
Mm-mm.
didn't. We just need to keep Selena intact. Like, I would not be supporting that damn show when it comes out.
Now I could be totally wrong. Her core fan base could be going up for this. They might love it because they, you know, it might whatever
Attached,
keeps
right?
her legacy alive. I can totally understand that. Like I said, my issue is just the
That
attitude towards
comment
it.
and all
Yeah,
that.
girl.
I would be for this shit if it was like more of a biography thing. Like, hey, here's some shit that the movie didn't reach on, and here's some investigations from blah blah blah, or like looking at it from a different side that maybe the movie didn't. Like, maybe like on some documentary shit, but not. You're not about to retell her story
They are.
like exactly the fucking way with just different actors and make it more modern. Like, I'm not. I'm not watching that shit.
Yeah. Be blessed.
Right. Enjoy that. When it comes on, I'll be watching the original with J-Lo and
That
her lip
part.
liner.
I hope, you know, they like the streaming services like to be petty. So like when Netflix drops the series, I hope Hulu just puts the movie on there so I
So
can go to
hell
Hulu and watch the
yeah.
movie.
And that shit gonna get all
Not
the
watching.
streams. All the old heads gonna be on Hulu.
Yeah, I'm not watching that shit. Speaking of old heads and streaming.
Disney Plus got y'all niggas on here posting your screenshots. I got it. I got it. Who's got it? You don't? I do. Like, niggas is going bonkers. So Disney Plus has launched, which is a streaming service with Disney, but it's not just Disney movies. Like, it's like everything. Like, apparently, like, it's like a big
Everything Disney
library.
owns, and Disney owns a
Oh, it's a
lot of
lot
shit.
of fucking shit.
Yeah.
So, like, I heard that it's even like some National Geographic shit on it or something like that. I don't know.
Anything Disney owns,
I didn't
my
know
nigga.
Disney even owned National Geographic. So like,
ESPN is bundled in there because they own that. Hulu is bundled in it because they own that. Disney owns life.
it's crazy because when we were talking in a group chat and they were like, you know, are you getting this shit? And I was like, fuck no. Because first of all, like, my kids don't even watch Disney like that. Like, nah, I'm straight. Like, I pay for enough streaming services as it is. Like, just for TV, we have like the
Y'all
Amazon.
got cable.
We got cable alone.
And y'all got the good cable too.
Nigga, that I want to get canceled every fucking time. Cable. We got Amazon, whatever that called. Because I have Amazon Prime, so you get like the movies and stuff with that. Then Hulu, then Netflix.
Y'all got YouTube.
Yes. And then my husband pays for, I don't know if it's a paid one, but it's like YouTube Red. I don't know what it's called, but like you don't get commercials and shit like that. I forgot what it's called. But anyway, look. Too many fucking.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. YouTube Red. That's the one where you don't pay the commercials. Then that's not even a music streaming services. Because I'm sure y'all both got Apple.
A gang of fucking, like, I be feeling a certain kind of way even telling people how many music streaming services I have.
Let's hear it. I know you got Apple. I know you got Tidal. I know you got Pandora.
Yes, I have Apple, Tidal, Pandora, Spotify. I actually pay for Spotify because I don't like hearing commercials. I feel like I'm missing something. No, that one's free. I'm trying to just think of paid ones. I think those are the 4 paid ones. Did I say? Oh no, I pay for Pandora. So yeah, Pandora, Tidal, Apple, and Spotify. Yeah, it's like all the major. Oh, and at one point I had Sirius Radio because it's built into my car.
Shit.
Yeah. So at one point I had all of them because I was like, I know I'm missing something. But what happened? Oh yeah, I had it, but I totaled my car. So when I got my new car, I just never I had to change up the shit like where you put your vehicle information in because like with my other car it was like an external thing, and then with this car it's built in because it's a newer car obviously. But yeah, I just never. Like, so I don't have it anymore. But like when I go to the channel, it's like, all you got to do is call us and set it back up. I'm like, nope, get the fuck out of here. But yeah, like it's just too many freaking streaming services that's getting my goddamn money between movies and music. So I'm just like, fuck, no, I ain't getting that. And then my husband comes home. Oh yeah, so look, I got this deal, right? I'm definitely about to get the Disney Plus joint. I was like, wait, I was just in a group chat talking big shit, like, nah, fuck that, we ain't getting that shit. He was like, nah, because, which I didn't know, he pays for ESPN. which like he's able to see his games because they're not always play on regular TV. So he's able to see certain stuff. I don't know what it's called, ESPN Plus. I don't know, I'm making up shit, but it's ESPN something that he pays for. And then we already have Hulu. So it's like a bundle thing, like where he can get all three cheaper than like the price of just having Hulu. So he's like, it just makes sense. I'm saving money. I was like, oh, it's shit. The Hulu.
My only question is the Hulu, because the Hulu I have is commercial free. So it's the Hulu that's bundled with this still commercial free, because I can't deal with no Hulu commercials. Look, Hulu commercials are
whack as hell. Yes, I remember when I had to upgrade to the joint where I paid for like where it's no commercials, because it's like the little cheap joint where like you get the commercials and shit, and then there's the other one, like I don't know if it's premium. I don't know. I could be making up the names because I don't pay for Hulu. He pays for Hulu, and I pay for Netflix. We be splitting up shit because I'm like, I'm not about to have all these random ass small charges shooting up the fucking account. Yes, the fuck they do. And then you throw in dumb shit like Apple's cloud. Like, it's too much. It's too much. I'll be like, what is this? What is this? $19 coming out my goddamn. It just be like, Apple. Like, you bitch. But yeah, apparently we about to have this shit. I was talking cash trash. Like, I don't fucking watch no Disney like that. My husband like, yeah, we getting that shit. And I was like,
whole time I was saying at first I wasn't going to get it because I do like Disney movies, but all the Disney movies that I like, I have. So, well, like, most of them anyway. So I was just like, no, I'm not about to get this joint. But yeah, I don't have all them old shows that I used to like as a kid that I definitely will watch. So I think, I don't know if I'm going to be a nigga and just like take full advantage of the 7-day free trial that they give you and get all the shit that I want to watch out the way.
And then cancel it.
I think I'm just going to get it. Like I said it right before we started recording. Like, yeah, I'm probably going to get that Disney Plus. Yeah, that joint looking right. I don't know if it's because niggas just hyping that joint, but everybody like they did the on chicken the timeline.
Sandwich. It's the new chicken sandwich.
You're so right, Dice. There's always something new.
I'm telling you. Every fucking week. It's a new hype.
Maybe I should wait then. But see, I'm trying to lock it in that. I don't want the price to go up.
You don't want it to do like Tidal did. Like when they first started, it was cheap as shit. And then they waited like some months. Price went right the fuck up. Like, God damn it.
But I'm telling you, if that Hulu bundle is commercial free, then we can cancel.
Then it's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it just off that. Like,
I'm gonna need to make sure I tell my husband that, but like, yo, make sure they don't give you the week Hulu subscription, because if not, it's probably not gonna be worth it. Because then it might be cheaper still to get the bundle for him, because like I don't know how much he pays for that ESPN shit. Because like I think it's something he mainly looks at on his phone and shit. Because I'm not that into sports that I need the ESPN extra app. Like, I'm good. Interesting.
I'm getting it down.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be, I am going to be stuck with it, but it won't be coming on my account. So I guess I'll enjoy it.
I love Disney movies.
No, Disney movies are cool, but like I like how often I watch them. Like it's like years in between. So it's like I wouldn't miss it. Like, I just watched having an app.
I just watched Sleeping Beauty and Lady and the Tramp like 2 weeks ago.
So I don't even know where I would find the time to even watch this shit. Like, I be feeling like I'm running out of time.
Don't watch botched shit. The fuck?
I was just about to say, catching up on my shows alone, going and dealing with these kids and doing 8 hours of work. I'm just like, I don't even know where I would fit any more time. Oh, and taking naps. I don't know where I would fit in getting no goddamn, watching no movies. Like, I be stressed. I be like, God damn it, I gotta watch all these damn shows and catch up. Like, yeah.
Stop watching Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Ooh, but watch Love and Hip Hop New York, because
look, great coming back, segue. Because look, this goddamn trailer that was released, where Daggone Sin was pressing Joe about Tahiri and talking about I'm not the one. You already had me sold with Jim and Chrissy. Right. You had me sold there. But then you bring in Tahiri, and then you got clips of when shit starts to go awry with fucking Joe and Sin.
Messy Mona
will be locked in fucking. I don't know how much she paid for this shit, but look, your coins are well spent, because I will be watching. I can't wait.
I just want you to know Joe Budden is dating fucking Sin somebody else and it's not Tahiri, in case you haven't caught it on the Shade Room, because you be
No.
late with the tea.
I don't really be on the Shade Room like that. Like, if I happen to scroll and see something, I'm like, oh shit, yo, that's wild.
I'm gonna have to tag you in her picture.
Look, when you be bringing up stuff like it was on the Shade Room months ago, I'm like, oh shit, I done missed
That's why I'm telling you now before the show comes on, because as much as I am still gonna watch New York, it's like, oh well, I know at the end of the day
that they not gonna end up together, right? Or maybe they was fucking around though at one point though.
I think they just have cool a weird connection. Yeah, I think they just have that kind of history where they just, whenever they are around each other
for a long time. Because even like when they showed the clip of them laughing, like it didn't seem like flirtatious.
Yeah,
like,
it looked
at least
like
from
the
that
homie
clip.
laugh.
Yeah,
honestly.
And it was people in the next room. Like if you look at the background,
that don't really matter.
I'm nosy. I'd be like, what? This nigga's over there.
That doesn't really matter too much. Like, if it's a freak,
we just gonna pull it out right here.
Why not?
You stupid. So, this weekend, y'all, I was watching the reunions from last season of Real Housewives of New Jersey.
I'm going to watch that show. Child.
Look, Shay doesn't watch Real Housewives of New Jersey. She was like, I've never watched this shit. So that actually was, it's like one of my top ones. That and Atlanta are my favorite Housewives series or whatever, and I've been watching it since like season 1. Like that's my shit. Teresa, it's crazy as fuck. So I had to catch up with the reunions because yes, judge me, I don't give a fuck. The reunions, it was actually 3 parts on for their reunion for last season. Still on my DVR, and the new season just started. So I was like, damn, I gotta watch these reunions. One, because I need to be caught up about what happened last season, and like shit be happening on the reunions, and you know it can spill over into the next season. So I just want to make sure I got all the tea. And so I was watching it while Shay was at my house, and like, you know, I was filling her in on certain stuff like, oh, this person is going through this and X, Y, and Z, and this is this person. And she was like, bitch, it's a lot going on. It's a lot of fucking drama.
That shit.
I said, yeah, these fucking New Jersey joints. And it was funny because Melissa's husband, Joe, she was like, do this nigga act like this all the time? I was like, yo, he was like, look, if you want to fucking do, like, they cuss more than me. Like, I didn't think that was possible. Like, literally, I cuss a lot. And I'm doing another segue. I was listening to a couple episodes, and I was like, I really got a potty mouth. So, you know what, listeners, I want to apologize if y'all listen to this podcast and your kids are in the car.
Shit.
I mean, this is really me. Like, this is me in real life, unless, like, I'm in corporate America or, like, I'm around, like, something dealing with my kids, like the teachers and the coaches and stuff. Which I hope none of the coaches listen to this. If you do, hey, girl, hey. But look, I have a potty mouth. Like, I really do. But on Real Housewives of New Jersey, look, they got me beat. Like, they cuss all the time. But anyway, new season started. Just watched the first episode from the new season, and already is shit. And I'm here for it. So I want you to watch, especially since you've been caught up after watching the reunion. It's only 1 episode in this new season, so you should just, when you have time in between your Disney movies, just check it out.
Well, speaking of catching up, I'm almost on the new season of This Is Us. I actually fell asleep, I think, on the second to last episode of season 3 of This Is Us. And I just want to say that Jack, he was such a good fucking dude. Like,
yes, all around good dude, good father. Like, Jack is
even
that nigga.
The one thing that they might want to try to hold against him, that whole brother thing, he meant well even with that. Like, you know, men, y'all need to watch This Is Us, and y'all need to look at Jack, because Jack is a real nigga, and any
Jack
woman, he just was like, JT need to watch Jack and get his life together. I was watching that shit last night. Like,
they meant to Jack. Like,
I was like, yo, he's such an awesome fucking husband. Like, where's he made from, nigga? Like, who makes husbands like these?
And it wasn't even no nigga with a whole bunch of money. Like, this nigga, like, he was just bomb.
Oh
like,
my God.
He was lit. He was thoughtful, but he was like manly.
Yeah,
like, he was just lit.
I love
Rest
Jack.
in peace, Jack.
Yes. It just disgusts me when I think about my husband. Like, that ain't nothing like Jack.
I don't think most of our husbands are like Jack.
Well, I want Jack. So, JT, if you listening to this, you need to watch This Is
Who the fuck is Jack? Let me jot this shit down, because she got me fucked up.
You need to start doing some shit like him. Like, how
running up burning buildings.
You know what I'm saying?
Shut up, girl.
I'm just like, how the hell he have a sequence fight with the kids, and somehow his wife walks in the door. I know if I'd have walked in the door and I saw all that shit all over my fucking floor, I'd have been pissed.
Hurt.
But somehow he made it a motherfucking lasting memory because it's Jack, goddammit, Jack Pearson.
Jack Pearson. Nigga.
Y'all niggas need to aspire to be like him.
Hashtag be like Jack.
That's going in the description bar for sure. Y'all niggas need to do better.
Listeners, if y'all don't watch This Is Us, I think you should. It's a really good show.
It is.
Also, A Million Little Things, which Shay will not watch, is also a very good show. I think you should watch that as well.
Emotional 2 hours.
Emotional 2 hours. Like, that is my time to get all of my tears out for the week. Because look, I'm telling you, like, especially This Is Us gets me, but it's a couple of episodes sprinkled in there that's just like, damn, that's fucked up. So it don't necessarily make me cry. You're just like, damn, that's fucked up. But A Million Little Things, woo! Like, every episode, I just be like,
if it was an episode about dogs with her feelings, she will understand where I'm coming from, because I am already an emotional being. I don't need to watch extra emotions.
So it's like draining for you or whatever.
Yeah, it's too many emotions. When you empathetic, you be taking on other people's energy and shit. Yeah. That's why I just need to watch some ratchet shit, some horror shit, and some Disney shit. I know what the fuck I need to stick to. I don't need to be watching This Is Us.
Well,
that's
maybe
why
I got issues because I'm watching emotional shit and gory shit. Maybe I need to go see a doctor and see why I like this shit. But yeah. Who knew? And maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Probably won't if you know me well.
Crying every week over the goddamn shows. I'm not watching no sad shit.
Look, that joint, and it was an episode. I'm not telling anything, but it had to deal with a dog. Oh, you know, I was the fuck about it then.
Oh my Lord. See? You got some untapped trauma you need to deal with, and these goddamn shows is making it come out. That's a goddamn problem.
Oh my goodness. And I always watch it when ain't nobody here. Well, me and B-Dub, we watch This Is Us together, but I feel like I'm the only person that watches A Million Little Things. There's a couple people that I follow on social media that when I post about it, they be like, yeah, that joint was crazy. But like I don't think none of my close friends watch This Is Us.
Because we're all emotional and we can't watch emotional things.
Well, y'all need to get over that. Like, these are good shows. Have you realized
that most of your friends actually are hella like opposite of you? Not hella, but
yes. Personality wise,
yes.
I think you're the closest one to me,
and that is not saying a lot. Because
what does that mean?
Because we have a lot of differences too.
Do
big differences,
right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If I'm the closest one, and you call me Carl Thomas like every week, that's not saying much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And what is crazy is like my two best friends are complete opposites of me, like especially the female best friend, like, which is a good thing because I need somebody to balance if I had a best friend, bitch, if you was my best friend, like, nigga, we'll be locked the fuck up. I need somebody that balances me the fuck out. We can't be both ante up ready to go. I had a best friend like that in college. Like, we was both ready to ante up, like, bitch was who won it, like trying to fight dudes and go-go's, like that's all bad, like for real, like seriously, like I have stories for days about me and her. Like I don't need that in my life now that I'm grown. Like, it was cool when we was in college and we was younger, but now look, I can't get arrested. I have a nice job. I have children. Like, I need somebody to balance me out. And that's
so you try to find friends that just balance you on out.
No, I didn't. But no, I didn't try to find y'all. Like, honestly, like I didn't go search. I never go searching for friends. Like, good people just fall into that sounds like a pause. Good people who just seem to come into my life. And God knows that I need them.
I was definitely about to say, so Jesus thought you needed balance. Okay. God.
And that's no knock to her because she was a bomb friend to me, and she's, we all grow, and like, but us together we was super similar, and like we was
Super reckless.
Taking shit by storm out here.
No, we don't need that.
No, that would be all fucking bad. But what else? Many little things. Sorry listeners, we did not watch American Son yet. We are trash. We were supposed to, but instead we were watching Nailed It and fucking Sugar Rush.
And our friend didn't make that shit sound like it was that good, to be honest.
Look, after we see her on Sunday, she's like, I mean, it's not like the best movie in the world. It's just, I'm like, all right, now wait a minute. You've been pressing us out to watch this shit for 2 weeks now. And now that we see you in person, you're like, I mean, it's all right. But I still want to watch it because other people were posting about it and said, like, it makes you think. And it's like, somebody said it was like deep or something like that. So I'm going to still check it out.
I'm gonna get around to it. I'm gonna just be honest with you, boo. I'm probably not gonna watch it by the next episode because I'm about to get Disney Plus, and I still want to catch up on This Is Us. So, and like, if she would have sliced it and made it seem like it was a good ass movie, I'd be like, damn, I need to go see that shit. But once she started, that shit's gonna be on Netflix forever. So I'll get around to it. I'm good. Enjoy.
Look. I was going to watch it this afternoon, but I couldn't find a remote, and you probably don't believe it, but
I don't.
I couldn't find the little Amazon Prime fucking remote to
go.
Not
believe you at all.
I swear, like I didn't get the remote until B-Dub got home,
and then
I
you said,
like,
"Fuck it."
I said it's too late. Then
it was not.
I had to fucking watch Love and Hip Hop, bro.
Oh my god.
So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just watch this. And then I got on a phone call with Chick Coach. It's just a lot. But yeah, What else? Real Housewives of Atlanta. Did you watch that? Did you catch up on that?
Yes. I had to think about it.
I need Portia to be a little bit stronger. How she let dude smash?
I mean,
and the story that she was telling, it was all fucking game. This nigga
for sure
brought all the liquor, had all the she thought she was watching a movie, and Netflix it ended up being a series. Like, dog, he was running young game on you. This ain't even no old man game. He was running young man game on you. And talking about the next thing I know, like, I woke up with my baby daddy in my bed. I was like, oh Lord. And then when they asked her, they was like, so is it 100? Like, is there a possibility? No, they said, are you 100% sure that like you aren't pregnant? She was like, no. I said, oh bitch, how you beefing with this nigga and you could possibly be knocked up? All right, good night, Portia. I was rocking with you, but like, it's only been a couple weeks, my G. She was just like, look, I got tired of not getting her. Now she ain't say that, but that's probably what it was.
That's what it was.
Got that alcohol too, and she ain't been drinking like that because she nursing. She probably was like, take me, daddy.
That's why I didn't judge her. I was like, girl, shit, I know how it be.
She said, look, this was once my fiance. But I'm not here for this nigga taking a ring back and he in the wrong though. Like that, yeah. I don't get. Like,
I probably would have tried to kill him actually.
No, like you got me fucked up.
He wouldn't have got that ring back fucking with me. Not when you fucked up.
Not at all.
How that worked.
Right, and I'm sure that ring costs a grip. Like, nah, not happening.
So I'ma just say that maybe it's her pregnancy, but even spiciness.
Ooh,
I'm not feeling it.
She was going all the way in,
and it wasn't that deep.
Even Candy was making faces like, I mean, Candy always making faces, but she was just like, oh, all right. Okay. Yeah, she was. I mean, I get it. Like, she was feeling a certain kind of way, but like, I mean,
it just wasn't that serious.
Yeah, not that she should understand that Kenya's a bitch, but everybody know Kenya's a bitch. But I just feel like, yeah, she went way left. And like you said, it could because she towards the end of her pregnancy.
But she was talking about Portia too. And it was just like,
oh yeah, that part.
Because Portia is the one that shared the information with Kenya. But I just feel like it just wasn't that deep. Yeah, it just wasn't that deep for it to be like all that. It's not like they was talking about her kids. They was just saying like they thought it was weird that you wouldn't bring your kids to a kid party.
Is that bitch still healing from the C-section and you worried about? Like, oh, she
I was like, oh, okay, we're going to just going all the way to the left. And then I'm thinking like, I thought y'all was cool. Right. That was what threw me off because it's like, it sounds like you've been holding this shit in for a minute.
Like she always just wanted to say it.
Yeah, like that was my thing. Like, are you mad because she ain't come back to work yet? Because if that's it, you need to just call her and be like, bitch, you need to come back to your job. I'm ready to go.
Tag your in because like I'm all the way pregnant at this point.
But it just seemed like she had some built up shit. She had been wanting to get off her chest, and I was just watching TV like, okay, girl.
All right.
Well,
She was
hopefully your
spicy.
hormones get back together after you had this other baby.
It was lit. She was all the way in it. I'm ready for the rest of the season because it seems like it's about to be some fights and shit, and Nene being messy as always, which I live for.
Black Ink Chicago's coming back on next month, and I'm over it already.
Oh man, I actually did not watch like the last few episodes of the last season
You
because
didn't
like
miss nothing.
the last thing I saw.
You didn't miss nothing.
Oh Lord, I know they was talking about on because I know you stopped watching it, but I still watch Black Ink New York, and they were saying apparently Kitty smashing Ryan.
Really?
And C's face when they said that shit, they was like, "How you feel about that?" He was just like,
"Who brought it up?"
You know, Sky messy ass brought that shit up. You already know. She was like, I mean, since we talking about family and keeping everything out in the open, I was like, oh, you messy bitch.
The Virgos on these shows are just real messy. Giselle on Potomac.
Yes,
Sky
they the shit starters.
Ooh, we got to do better, y'all.
They not representing y'all too good out here in these
They're not
streets.
evolved Virgos. They need to get some crystals and get their fucking chakras together. This is just too much. You're just not representing me well.
They are not in tune with their earthy selves.
Not at all.
Too funny. What other shows? What happened to Married to Madison? Why do I not
It
remember?
didn't come on.
Oh, okay, good. I was like, I don't remember what happened. So,
it didn't come on.
You got any more tea or TV?
No, ma'am. You know that was it for me and TV.
Yeah, I know. Until Disney Plus comes around and we can talk about old Disney movies.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, you see Little Mermaid with that bitch?
You know that's my movie, girl. I don't even need to watch it again.
Look, that's why I keep saying Little Mermaid, because I know that's your shit.
I'm about to watch 101 Dalmatians. I ain't seen that in a minute.
I have not seen that in so long. I haven't seen Lady and the Tramp in a grip either.
See, you gotta get with it. And the old Disney movies, them shit's an hour and 15 minutes. They wasn't even full feature films for real, for real.
Oh.
You can get that out the way. I'm telling you, stop watching fucking pus coming out of people's nose and you'll have some goddamn
that shit
time.
With your ass one time.
You probably went back and watched it.
Nah, I want to though. I want to see some more episodes though, but I didn't after we watched that one though.
Oh, I found the name to that that thing is Dark Tourist.
Or the one that has the thing about the the haunted house.
Yes, ma'am.
Dark Tourist, because I'm definitely writing this down.
Yep. And I want to say
on Netflix.
And it was the last episode of the first season that specifically talks about that haunted house that I was talking about.
Got it.
But this person goes around the world and goes to like these supposedly spooky sites or haunted houses and stuff like that. So,
Hunty, I definitely gonna have to look at that because these niggas is crazy, fucking crazy. All right, I guess we had good, bad, and release, my love.
Yeah. Who's going first? Me, you, me.
I can go. Get out the way.
Okay.
What am I starting with? I guess good. Well, no, because I don't want to end with bad.
Start with bad.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with bad. So today is always like a rough day for me every year. 6 years ago, I had a miscarriage and I lost my son. And so, like, even though it's not as bad as it was earlier in the earlier days, months, and years, like, it's still like something. It's not on my mind every day like it used to be, but on today every year, like, it kind of, it's like, damn. That's tough. That was like a super fucking traumatic experience. So that was kind of the bad because like I was just kind of thinking about that and shit earlier today and it was whack. So I don't like to be sad unless I'm watching This Is Us or a million little things. So I don't like to be sad when it's about me. Let it be about others. I'm a selfish, sad person. So that is my bad. The good is that my wedding anniversary was yesterday. And we have been together 8 years now. And hubby hooked me up. I've been having, I think I talked about it last week, like this damn pinched nerve in my hip, like, and it's like really giving me problems, like to the point where like when I sit in my car to drive, like I'm getting shooting pains from like my hip all the way down to my calf, like certain ways I sit in on the couch, like it's painful. like even my husband, when I got a pedicure, and sitting in the chair for the pedicure for that amount of time, it actually wasn't even a relaxing thing because like I was in so much pain because of the thing. So anyway, came home afterwards, and I guess he did some research and asked around about, maybe like different things that could help with, my pain. So I came back home, had the bathroom to myself. Like we got it like a big tub, and he like ran bath for me. I had like strawberries with chocolate, champagne and shit. And he was like, "You can just stay up here. I got the kids as long as you need, like, and relax." And I got like this special bath stuff, and it's supposed to help with, achy joints and relieving pain and tension and stuff like that. So like I don't ever believe in none of this shit. Like if you soak in something internally will feel better. Like I used to always think my parents were crazy. Like, oh, I'm about to sit in this tub of Epsom salt and I'm about to relieve these achy bones. Like from the outside, bro, like the water's not even touching your bones. So like it's not even medicine or shot. Like that's this. So I'm just like, oh, okay, well, it smells good and it's a nice gesture. So I'm here for the fuck shit. Like literally. The pain in my hip from that one bath of soaking in that stuff didn't come back until like late this afternoon today. So like literally like 24 hours of no pain by just soaking in this shit. I was like, look.
So I guess you're taking a bath every day.
And the crazy thing is I fucking hate baths, especially like when you're using them to get clean because you got to get out and get in the shower. Like it's just like sitting in the dirt type thing. So like I don't take baths often. And I know that sounds crazy. Like I take showers. I don't take baths often because like, at least not to get clean. Like I said, like it's one thing if it's like, okay, I've already taken a shower and I'm about to get in here to relax or some shit like that. But like when you're in there and like you have the soap and you're washing, it's like, all right, well look, my feet are still dirty because I'm sitting in my dirt. So now I gotta wash off. Right. But anyway, I say all that to say, like he did a bomb job and like I went 24 hours without this fucking pain. But since it's starting to slowly come back, like I see that I'm probably going to have to break down and call my damn doctor. Like, this is trash. Because it was paining me for a while. Then it went away. And now it's back. And yeah, so I'm just gonna have to go to the doctor. But that was the good. That wasn't the bad. Like it's starting to sound bad, but the good was like my husband did a really, really good job for our anniversary. We didn't have to spend a whole bunch of money and go out nowhere fancy, make sure somebody watching the kids and no shit like that. Like we were able to do something. Oh, and he sent me like this recording, like message or whatever, like while I was in the tub to listen to, like, like instead of getting a card and all that shit like that like I'll read and then sit it down. Like he actually did like a little, I guess a voice memo or something that he sent to me while I was in the tub. Like it was really, really nice. Like he did a damn good job, and that is step one to being Jack Pearson.
Okay, so. Kudos to you, B-Dub.
What's your I don't have nothing to release.
Okay, I was like, hold on, wait.
Yeah, I don't have nothing to release. So it's on you.
So my bad is that last week I got news that my husband's grandmother had a stroke, went into a coma, had a blood clot in her brain. And I didn't want to tell him that via email because he doesn't always get my emails in order. He doesn't always get my emails on time. And I just felt like that was something I should tell him over the phone.
Right.
But I can't call him. I had to wait for him to call me. So I didn't end up telling him until like maybe Thursday or Friday last week. And he didn't take the news well because the last 2 times he's been away, something has happened to one of his grandparents. They've passed and he hasn't been able to be there for his family. He hasn't been able to go to the funeral, nothing. And so I got news that she passed away.
Oh no.
And of course, again, didn't want to share it via email. So I'm trying to reach out to him. He says that he's been calling me, but it's been going straight to voicemail, which I don't understand. But so I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my phone on my end because I do have a new phone. So I don't know if there's some kind of preset thing where it's like blocking block numbers or something. I don't know.
Right.
But he can get on Facebook though. So I guess his family done already posted about it on Facebook.
So he found out on Facebook.
And it's just like, y'all niggas are just, and it's like, they will call me or send me a text or email, be like, can you tell Joe this? Can you tell Joe that? And whole time I'm like, y'all do know y'all have his email address. So if y'all want to get in contact with him, y'all can get in contact with him.
Right.
And the way that it's set up, you can send him a message as if you're sending somebody a text. It comes to him as an email. But as far as you're concerned, it's just like a regular old text message. So you don't even got to go in the email app and do all the extra shit. So it's like, they be stressing me out sometimes because they're like, well, have you talked to him today? Like, no, this is a shitty deployment. I don't get to talk to my husband every day. Sometimes I don't talk to him for 2 weeks.
Damn.
So y'all having me be the motherfucking messenger, but then y'all going on Facebook and posting every motherfucking thing.
Right, like he's not going to be able to see that. Like, that's crazy.
So, and I haven't been able to talk to him since he found out, but I know he's not taking this well, because he didn't take the news well last week, and I'm just annoyed that I can't even talk to him.
To at least hear his voice, because it's one thing to send him messages or like even, you know, go on Facebook and stuff like that to try to send messages, but it's different to actually, you know, because you know your husband, so like to hearing his voice to kind of gauge how he's doing, like that's got to be even nerve-wracking on your part.
Right. So, and like I said, he did not take the news of the stroke and coma well last week. So I just know he's not in a good space. He hasn't been in a good space since he found out that their deployment is getting extended until whoever, you know, God knows when, because there's not even no date. And so this has kind of been added stress on him.
Right.
And I'm just pissed that I can't talk to my husband.
Yeah, that's trash as fuck.
Good. I'm alive.
We're happy about that.
Yeah, so I went to my therapist last week. I hadn't seen her in like 3 months, and I didn't realize that I was as stressed as I was until I started like saying everything out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, oh, okay, well, I'm here. And that's all I got for good. Release. I'm just gonna release everybody's little hopes and dreams of having babies, because if y'all have a little girl, y'all motherfuckers is gonna regret it when they turn 12. And that's all I have on that.
Shit. Oh, Mara.
I mean, girl, I'm gonna have to tell you offline, but wildin'.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Every time you go through your stress, I would just look at my daughter like, God damn, it's coming soon.
It's like, I just called her dad today and was like, I just need you to tell me what to do, because I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, we definitely got to talk offline. Well, anyway, listeners, sorry y'all can't be privy to these convos, but we thank you for tuning in to this extra long
no bullshit
extra long episode that we definitely thought was going to be a short one. As always, we tell you guys to tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. Go ahead and go on over to Instagram and Twitter and follow us at the Chatty Patties. When you go to our Instagram, we have a link tree that has a link to our website, as well as links to directly where we are streaming. So it's no excuse. You don't have to search our name. Just go on Instagram and click bing bong, and it'll be right there.
What's the noise?
Bing bong.
Goodbye, yo.
We got a whole ass ringtone, y'all. They gonna go to I don't hear shit. Bitch, I'm clinking it. I don't hear no bing bong. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we will chat with you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.